right. That is live on this wonderful, very energetic Monday evening.
So emergy.
Much energy. Very wow.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Anybody who's out there at the moment, anybody who tunes in the future. A couple shout-outs to our good friends at Joe the DM, who made this wonderful homebrew that we are using today. At Uwubi, who lovingly crafted the player icons.
And
tokens.
still currently has the best Twitter handle.
Whoopee.
Uwubi. And also Kevin MacLeod. You've heard his music literally everywhere. Literally. And all the music you'll hear here today is by that lovely man. So, is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about? Nope. You know, maybe your days,
Nah.
the sweet embrace of death.
Ooh, maybe that one.
Mm.
That seems like a good topic for me.
You brought up earlier, is the Grim Reaper real?
I'm going to go with no.
But in like a symbolic fashion, yes.
Well, I mean, in a symbolic fashion, literally anything that could make a symbol out of would be real. So, it's not saying a lot.
And on that note,
Billy is real.
I believe.
I believe in Billy.
I believe.
welcome back to another episode of Pokemon D&D, Wundoro Adventure. Last
Wundoro.
time, was it Melissa who did our recap?
Yes.
All right. You're up, Matt.
Perfect. Last
Also a
time
continent.
on Pokemon D&D Wundoro Adventure, we did the Pokemon pageant, and it was a lot of fun. There was one snarky asshole whose like entire thing was, I do Pokemon pageants with my Clefairy. And he ended up having to drop out after getting his Clefairy's ass beat by Riolu, by Mr. Liam. And Billy somehow managed to fucking slay in the pageant.
Legitimately, too.
And won, not in like a landslide, but by a half decent
He
margin
did pretty
considering.
well.
And went looking for the Chimchar before, couldn't find anything. It was pretty much just the pageant. And
We saw the Zigzagoon that had
Yeah.
a shovel
yeah, the Zigzagoon with the trowel.
that was digging.
Yeah, and
Oh.
Liam and Brooke did not have a good time during the
No,
pageant.
did not.
So yeah,
Fuck the pageant!
All right.
fight the power.
Fight the power.
So coming off hot on your victory, you head back to the Pokemon Center for a quiet night of
Oh yeah, that I got my
rest
money in
and
my inventory.
I
definitely did not.
You didn't update your money?
No,
Do you remember how much money you won?
5,000.
5 big ones. Big ones being thousands.
Yeah, lots of Pokebucks.
And at King's Rock,
Oh yes.
it's a useful one to have.
That thing that I totally know what it does.
All right. Heading back to the Pokemon Center, was there anything you wanted to do?
I'm pretty sure we went back and I already gave Nurse Joy Riolu.
Perchance. We might even have a video recording of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there might be a recording up there somewhere of what we did exactly last time.
I think you guys did stuff and then you went to bed and then we called it a night.
Yeah.
So let's just start there.
Next song. Glory. Next song. Before I go.
The morning sun awakens you from your quiet slumber. You are awakened to the sound of people moving about, shuffling. The Pokemon Center always busy and a bustle with other Pokemon and people. A young woman walks by with her Oddish in hand, a blue onion-looking Pokemon that seems to be a little bruised up. And she takes it into Nurse Joy, who hands it off to her faithful Chansey, and off into the back it goes. Nothing seems particularly amiss, and your Pokemon likewise seem rested and ready for their day. Riolu seems a little perhaps grumpy this morning. Though it's hard to tell. His arms are crossed and he may be pouting a little.
Loyalty still isn't up, even after winning the pageant.
Well, Jackson, what do you think? What are the plans for today?
I thought we were just gonna go try to find a Chimchar.
I'd be down looking for Chimchar.
Maybe get you some more friends that would do better against the birdies.
Well, knowing that there's birds in there, I don't know how well any of my Pokemon would fare, so that might be a good idea. Not that I don't believe in you, Ryola, but I don't want to put you up against something that can do that level of damage on you again. At least not without backup.
Like Billy!
Bonsly is doing almost laps around you today, just mindlessly wandering.
So much energy.
He seems to be in high spirits.
It's all gone to his head.
He's all head.
So it doesn't have to go very far.
You hear a familiar voice coming from a different end of the Pokemon Center, and you look over to see the young trainer, Lars, come over, and he says, "Hey, I didn't get a chance to congratulate you on your win yesterday. Your Vonsley did a really good job."
Yes, Billy did very well yesterday. You didn't do half bad yourself there, Lars.
I didn't really do half good either, but that's okay. It's all right. You know, you gotta lose some to there's a saying. There's a saying there.
You can't
win
win 'em
some,
all.
you lose some.
Sure. That's. I was hoping for something a little more uplifting. That's all right. That's okay. It's a new morning. I hear you're hoping to take on the Pokemon gym.
Eventually.
Yeah. In a bit, I think.
Yeah. I feel like we could do it relatively soon, but might as well get more friends.
Well, if you're if you're looking for some new Pokemon to take on the gym, might I suggest Route 8? It's the road heading west from here. I heard talk there's strong Pokemon that way, and you know they call it the Lightning Fields. You know.
Oh.
It's
Thunderstruck now exists in this universe.
I haven't heard that one before. But yeah, if you're heading out looking, that's where I'd say. I mean, you don't have to take my word for it. There's Pokemon everywhere. You don't have to look too hard. You'll find them, I'm sure.
Okay.
No, that's very useful information.
It is.
Thank you.
No, of course. Anything at all. I've got some errands to run, so I'll be seeing you guys around.
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll catch you later, Lars.
All right. See ya. Goodbye, Brooke.
Bye.
He leaves.
Man, that kid's super squirrely.
Yeah, I can't blame him. He's still young. He has so much energy.
Nervous, anxious energy. Well, Route 8?
Yeah, Route 8 sounds good. Maybe find Chimchar after, see what's on Route 8.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing if we can take another look for Chimchar. Seems like it would be the right thing to do.
Yes. If only the electric Pokemon were off of Route 2.
Right.
Because there's an electric Boogaloo joke in there.
So you
Off
guys.
Route 2, electric Pikachu.
Ooh. So you guys head out of the Pokemon Center. As you walk through town, you see the familiar sight of the many buildings around you, all strangled in brambles. You see a small bird Pokemon flying overhead. One that looks like a small pigeon. that you'd recognize as a Pidgey. Another one with these sort of rusty red colored wings, a bit smaller, less fat. It flaps its wings furiously as it chases down a small swarm of tiny insects. You keep moving. You pass the brick buildings and the Pokemart and head westward. You see the edge of town approaching, and you see a number of signs posted. Danger, caution, in bright reds and yellows with electrical marks. You see a small gate. It's just a single crossbeam that looks like it raises and lowers. Currently, it is closed. And you see a man who is standing by the gate. He's got sort of gray overalls on with fluorescent stripes, a hard hat, and looks like he's standing patrol.
Okay. Excuse me, sir, is Route 8 closed?
Nope. You're looking to head that way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
Just a quick jaunt.
he kind of gives you a once over and looks at your Pokemon, and he says, "Oh, it's mighty dangerous to be wandering out this way. I can't let you go without some sort of escort."
But
Such
kind of an
as.
escort.
Well, you got any Pokemon who can handle the lightning?
Yes.
I mean, Ryulu's pretty tough.
I feel like Billy would be good against that.
Well, it's not the Pokemon I'm concerned about. It's you. Ever been struck by lightning before?
Not that I
take it
can
not.
remember, but I can't remember a lot of things.
Well, I happen to think you'd remember such an event, and let me tell you, he kind of picks off his hard hat and he scratches his head, and you see this mean scar that kind of runs over, and he says, "Don't think you want to tangle with such elements. Now look here, if you want to head through here, you're gonna have to rent yourself a Rhyhorn or something. Come back with a Pokemon that knows Lightning Rod, and well, I'll keep you plenty safe."
How much is it to rent one of those?
He says, "Well, funny you should ask," and he takes off his hat and he puts on a cowboy hat, and he walks just a little bit down the street, and he shows you towards this pen, and you see all these Rhyhorns that are just milling about in it, two of which are tied up, and he says, "Right here I got the best Rhyhorn in all the range. You see, traveling through the lightning fields can get you shocked, but having a trusty Rhyhorn by your side, well, with their special ability, Lightning Rod, it sucks up all the juice before it can even flow through you. I'm telling you, no better price than 1,000 a day rental. You bring it here, or you drop it off with my brother on the other end."
Are you legally obligated to keep us from going on to Route 8 without a Rhyhorn?
"I'm afraid so, sir. You cannot pass this border," and he pats the crossbeam, tap, 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 "without an assist." You see this big bus roll up. It is mostly covered in hard metal sheets, and you see a number of lightning rods attached to the top of it, and they're just... And he kind of walks over to the gate, and he opens it, and it rolls into town, and then he closes the gate behind it. Says, "You look like some of those hot-shot Pokemon trainers."
Hotshot Pokemon trainers that probably need to buy potions to fight the gym over taking a trip on a Rhyhorn.
I do have money that we can use for it.
Yeah. just remember our last market trip costing a fair amount of money.
Yeah, I remember that too.
And
But it might be worth it.
that's true.
He sort of kneels down next to one of the Rhyhorn and scritches behind its ear. You see this massive stone-like creature with one horn at the top. It is quadrupedal, and it's made up of a number of slates of just hard rock. Cow-like. At its highest point, it comes up to maybe your torso-ish. But it is very wide and like 5 feet long. Each of them kind of bays and goes.
Is this like a each of us need to rent one situation, or
Or will one
No,
be good
no.
for both of us?
One between the two of you will do just fine. Just keep them close, you hear?
okay, he just needs to walk with us?
Yeah.
What
Don't
kind of
worry,
range
they're
we
mighty
talking?
tame. He pulls out a small lead. You see a little line that's kind of tied around the Rhyhorn's snout. It goes behind its head, and it's got one lead that leads off, kind of like a leash. He says, "Don't worry, tame as can be. They won't run from you. They've been doing this for years. It's what they were born and bred for."
Yeah, I don't see why not at this point.
Yeah.
I'll hand him 1,000 Pokebucks.
Okay. He takes your money and he goes over and he
This
says,
fucking charlatan.
This one, this is a nice one for you. And he kind of pulls out the lead, and it's this beautiful purple, sort of violet color. And he puts it in Jackson's hands, and it just walks nicely behind him. Doom, 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 doom.
There's no sneaking when this thing's around, is there?
No.
said- Oh, the Rhyhorn aren't made for stealth. I'm sorry.
Neither am I, but I can still do it, apparently.
Pretty well too.
As well, may I introduce to you Delilah? She's the cream
hey
of
there,
our
Delilah.
crop around here, and
Delilah.
she'll take mighty fine care of you. She looks up and she kind of nuzzles the side of your leg, almost bowling you over. Can you make a strength save?
Holy shit. That's 15.
-3.
Yep.
You stand firm, and it feels like your ankle would break before she moves you. And she just sidles right up next to you and kind of goes.
I think you made a friend in Delilah.
I'll give her some head pats.
Jackson and
As you do so,
Delilah.
it kind of nuzzles your foot out of the way and tries to get at the dandelion under your foot that it was trying to eat.
Fine.
Or just greedy food. Munter. Okay.
I'll give it a scritch anyways.
Bonsley is looking at this big thing and is going. And takes like 2 steps backwards.
Oh, you're fine, Billy. Here, come say hi. I'll pick him up.
Pick him up and put him over by the Rhyhorn, and the Rhyhorn sniffs it. And then gives it a big, long, wet lick. And Bonsley starts crying more.
I'll wipe off some of the moisture. So he doesn't die.
Bonsley snuggles closer into you.
Such a diva. Love you. Oh, Bonsley. Okay, well, so we can go now? We just go on in, or got any
He just
advice?
walks over and he taps the gate and it starts lifting.
Okay.
And he says, just don't stray too far. I'm serious. He says,
But-
looking at the sky, not expecting rain. Don't
You haven't told us how far we can stray. Are we talking like stay within 5 feet? 10?
If we were to put ourselves onto a battle map on a 5x5 grid, how many squares away?
Don't want to
Says,
get struck by lightning.
Don't test your luck.
That's very non-committal.
You're so full of helpful advice now, aren't you?
Says, well, I gotta tend to the Rhyhorn now, so I'll let you be on your way.
Okay.
Right on. Okay.
As you guys start moving past the gate, he says, "It's 30 feet."
Oh,
Perfect.
okay.
Kind of waves and the gate closes behind you. The Rhyhorn follows obediently.
Got that, Ryolu? Stay within 30 feet so you don't get electrocuted.
He looks at the Rhyhorn, and he takes one step closer to it.
Good idea.
You see the field in front of you is very flat. It entirely flattens out. As you look westward, you see the mountains starting to rise up in the far distance. You see the grass turn to a sunburnt brown, and it's sparse, and it becomes sparser, more dirt than actual grass. You watch the wind blow across the field, and a small tumbleweed rolls across. As far as you can see across the horizon,
It's kind of like
it's quiet.
dead and sad.
A little bit. I mean, lightning will do that.
Yeah. But fire sometimes brings new life.
Yeah,
Not.
but
This.
probably not when it's consistent.
That's true.
Or persistent. Persistent, consistent, both the words mean the same thing.
Consistently persistent.
It's magically delicious.
Any sign of any Pokemons?
Give me a perception check.
Does this count as grasslands?
Yep.
Yes.
Does that mean you're good at it or something?
Yeah.
Because he's a ranger.
Holy shit.
I say shit all with my 8.
I believe for me that's a no, that's not a modified. Wait, am I proficient in perception? I am not. So that is only a 19.
Only a 19. All right. So, Brooke, you look to your left, and you see acres and acres of land. Just barren land. But a small spot catches your attention. It is dark, and it is a small hole in the ground. You see what looks to be like an impact zone. One sec here. That's not the right one.
Oh, no, that would be a 20 actually, because I add half my proficiency bonus if I'm not proficient. So.
Jackson, you see a sight in the distance. You see a number of lightning bolts strike the ground. And from it, it almost looks like little electrical discharges running along the ground in different directions from it. But then those discharges loop backwards towards the strike of the electricity, kind of stop. You see a bit of dust fly up from the area, and then it kind of goes quiet until you look off further into the distance and you see another. You look up into the sky, and there's just the faintest cloud cover, and yet lightning is just streaking from the sky, striking the earth. But again, you see that little electrical current from the last strike strike out towards where the last one hit. There's a little bit of dust that flies up, and then it kind of disperses a bit.
Well, if there's Pokemon out here, I'm assuming they're over where that's happening. And I pointed out to Brooke.
Oh. I mean, I guess that makes sense.
Might as well start making our way over.
Sounds good to me.
And we'll start wandering. And I'm going to keep an eye out for tracks.
4 tracks. Give me a survival roll.
Fucking hell yeah. So that's a...
That steals all the good rolls.
That's a 22.
That's a 32.
They were all shit before the stream.
No. Whoa.
All right, let me double check and see if that is one that I might double my proficiency to. I think it is. Yeah. And difficult terrain doesn't slow us down. And while tracking other creatures, you learn their exact number, their sizes, and how long ago they passed through the area.
Oh, almost like a ranger.
Yes, almost.
And I'm also always alert to danger.
Always alert to danger.
In grasslands, specifically.
Sure. You continue striking
Picture
off.
Jackson being like, "Oh, don't go there, the lightning strikes! Oh, no.
You
I just know
moving
they're
off
coming.
towards the activity. Looking down at the ground, where you saw the first strike, you can see off in the distance what looks like activity. So some sort of tussle happened here. On the ground, you can see scuff marks, you can see claw marks, you can see a number of small canid-like footprints. You can discern that there are specifically 2 tiny creatures.
2 tiny creatures, eh? And what direction does it look like they were heading?
Directly towards the second Thunderstrike, so northwards.
Lightning.
And how long ago does it seem like they passed through here?
Just minutes.
Perfect. They're heading towards that second spot over there. Let's keep following these tracks.
Okay.
Looks like there's 2 of them. I should probably see if I restored Billy to full health. He didn't get into a fight, so he should be. Nope, of course I didn't.
Does Bonsly still look beat up?
No,
Bonsly?
because we would have rested. Which means I also get mine back, because I'm pretty sure something hurt me.
Oh, yeah. Something did hurt me. My fall. My pride.
Oh, right.
My pride hurt me.
Your pride. Pride before the fall.
Actually, it's pride goeth before destruction, haughty thought. What is it? Haughty something before a fall.
Give you a chance to figure that out.
So much yawn.
So much yawn.
Such sleep.
Destruction.
Why is so tired lately?
Haughty spirit before a fall.
Oh, haughty ha. I see.
Random trivia. For a second there, I thought we had the face cam on, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I remembered, no, we just have icons. We just have our portraits.
Icons.
You're like, shit, when did I start looking so old?
Yeah.
Looking
No,
more
because I
and
would have
more
been,
like
I'd be
Jackson
Brooke,
every
because
day.
you'd be on the other side. So I was like, what?
Oh.
When did I
look
start
so
looking so
feminine.
fine? Wait, how old is Brooke? How creepy is that?
16.
16.
Okay, yeah. Why do I look so young and feminine?
I am just making all these work.
Just doing up all the stuff for the encounter we're about to get into.
What encounter?
All the things.
All the shit we're about to fuck up.
No encounters. These things don't happen.
My one group of kids is finally going up against their, the ambush part of the war that they're in, and they're scared.
Oh, not a bacon tree, but an ambush. It's funnier if you say it with a French accent.
And all this
Ambush.
morning they're like, we're gonna
Ambush.
die! And I was like, I don't know.
I mean, you might.
I never said this was gonna be easy.
Yep. It was not
Okay.
a bacon 3, it is an ambush.
How are you guys moving towards this location?
Jackson's probably going to be first, holding
I'd be
Billy.
following Jackson. I'm assuming that the Rhyhorn's probably somewhere in between us, and
Yep.
I'm probably slightly behind Ryolu because Ryolu went closer to the Rhyhorn.
the Rhyhorn.
When I said stay close or you'll get.
Yeah, so I guess technically Billy, Jackson, because Jackson would be holding Billy, so Billy would be in front.
Yeah,
The Rhyhorn, Riolu,
and then me.
and Brooke.
Okie dokie, artichoke.
I could really go for like some spinach and artichoke dip now.
I'm sorry.
It's all good. That's just Fat Matt talking.
It's like Sunday, we went to go see Rocket Man, and we went for all-you-can-eat Chinese. And then when we got to the movie theater, I was like, oh, I really want froyo. And then I was like, no, you don't need froyo.
Yeah.
And then we like got in the movie theater, and I'm like super full to the point of like not feeling well.
Ugh.
And I was like, I just want froyo, but it's such a bad idea, so I won't have froyo.
Yep.
The Chinese didn't sit well on me.
Yeah.
So it's not like you even ate more than we normally would. It
It's
just
just
didn't
that-
sit well.
yeah.
And I was like, I just want froyo.
Yesterday, me and my brother just did steak and poutine for my dad for Father's Day.
Oh,
And I made peppercorn sauce for the first time ever, and it was fucking bomb. It was so good.
That does
Oh
sound
my
really
God.
I went to buy.
And it was super easy. And it was just, I ate way too much. I ate entirely too much.
I went to buy more dice for my kids for the MVP, and
The
I didn't. And I didn't realize that the store didn't open till 12:30. So I was like, well, freaking like 10 minutes early. I don't want to stand out here like a creeper or sit in the car. So I'll just grab lunch, I guess. And then I went into like the Yum Yum Chicken or something that's like right by Imaginary Wars. I was like, I'll just get something small. And then
Something light.
We've only been there like once, so I didn't know. Like I forgot how big the orders
Oh,
were.
God.
So I was like, I'll just get something small. And I was like, can I get the poutine?
They are pretty big,
And
yeah.
the poutine came, and I was like, this poutine is for 2 people,
Yeah.
not for 1 person.
Oh, God. That's like going to Peter's Drive-In. I used to make the mistake of ordering a burger and poutine, but their poutine comes in a box like this fucking big.
Yeah, Yum Yum Chickens, it comes on a plate like this
And
big,
then you get the burger.
and it's just like pile
Huh.
of poutine. And I was like, this is too much food.
Yeah.
Too much poutine.
But then it's also, with poutine, you can't really leave it for the next day.
Because then it tastes gross, because it's soggy
Yeah,
French
exactly.
fry.
Like the best thing that you can do at that point is like throw it in a frying pan and hope that you can get some crisp back to it.
Yeah, I hope that you can salvage some of it. So
Get
I
a
was
little
like,
bit of crunch back into your fries.
I was forced to eat as much of it as I could because I didn't want to waste it. I was like,
Oh, hello, it's a Pokemon I recognize.
Is it the little electric bug Pokemon?
No, electric doggos.
Oh.
That actually turned into one of my favorite electric types. He says, trying to remember the name of the goddamn thing, but failing horribly. Let's move.
So what you see before you are these 2 small electric
Oh, you already put us down.
canid looking creatures.
Jackson is multiplying!
They're each a
But no, Billy.
They are each a greenish color with a yellow fringe around them, and they look to be fighting. Each one of them is growling at each other. Give me a quick insight check.
Both of us?
Yeah.
That's a 1. Hey, that's a 7.
3.
It looks like they want to tear each other apart. You see small electrical currents flying off of them, and even at their feet, small bits of electricity just shoot out from them. And they're kind of yipping at each other. As you guys walk up, not trying to be stealthy at all, they see you. And they kind of turn to look at you. And a strike of lightning comes towards you. Not from them, but from the sky. The Rhyhorn looks up just in time for the lightning to hit his horn. You can see his entire body light up, and then it just flows through him and into the ground. Completely,
weird.
harmlessly. Can I get you guys all to roll initiative?
Who?
Oh my god!
Neither of us
I
want
am
to go.
so tired of this bullshit.
Let's
Bad
see.
dice rolls.
What's that gonna be? Okay, that's modified. That's great. I'm pretty sure for you it's only slightly worse. Yep.
So annoyed. Why my dice curse me in such a way?
Not good?
No! Every session!
The second worst that she could have rolled. Which is hilarious. Because of the number it totals.
Yep.
Modifier included.
Yep.
Okay, anybody over 20?
You can go all the way to the bottom of that.
Did a thing.
Also, hey, Detective
Pikachu?
Detective V? Detective V, how's it going?
Hi, I don't know what
Welcome.
that was. Was it like a follow or something?
Yeah, he subscribed. Or they
Thanks.
subscribed.
Thank you very much.
Volatile, you were
Okay,
too
anybody
rude.
10 to 15?
Nope.
Lower.
Anybody 5 to 10?
Nope.
Think lower.
Okay, anybody 1 to 5?
1.
Wow.
You're
What'd you
looking
get?
at her expecting a number.
A 0.
Brooke just doesn't go. Brooke is not allowed.
Brooke is shocked by this hair-raising experience.
Hey.
Okay, so these two dog Pokemon, seeing you approach them, intruding on their little territorial match, look over at you and they both growl. The first one narrows its eyes and it looks straight at Riolu. Can Riolu
I mean, oh no.
make a wisdom save?
Oh.
Fuck you.
You're probably not.
Talk about it.
Definitely not.
It's in that one.
Nope.
Whoop whoop.
Okay.
I hate my dice, but I spent money on them. And they're beautiful.
All right. The second one, likewise, looks over towards. You have Bonsly out?
Yep.
Can he make a wisdom save?
He
As it
can.
narrows its eyes.
And that will end up being a number that.
A good one? A good number?
Better than an out
10.
one.
A 10? Okay.
Why you gotta be so cruel?
Jackson, it's your turn.
Sweet. They
Hamburg.
are
Hamburglar.
75 feet away, which means there's only one thing that Billy can do, and that is go his max movement. Oh, wait. That one. 10 feet forward, and, make it rain. He's going to use Rock Throw.
Which one?
On the blue one.
Okay.
And that is 12 plus strength or dex. So strength, so that's 16.
16 hits.
Perfect.
Some damage.
The fuck is the damage on Rock Throw? Okay. 1d8. Plus strength and stab, so that's 10 points of rock type damage.
10 points of rock type damage. Okay. You throw that boulder at this
Time it
small
goes.
dog Pokemon,
5,
it
10,
nails
15,
it.
20, 25.
And the dog kind of lands hard on its back haunches, and you can hear it.
That's what you get.
It holds its one paw up and it kind of licks it and growls towards you. It looks really hurt.
Which one?
The blue one.
Brooke,
Das Blut. I just read the message there, Detective V, so I decided to read it out.
I'm gonna go to here.
who had the line on the
I
Wyvern?
did. I'm 25 feet from it. Oh, he stays right beside me. Perfect.
Well, you have the lead on it.
Can I throw that far?
Um,
What is the distance
in your
on
reference.
yeeting a Pokeball? 60 feet.
So, yes.
60 yeet.
It says it's 50 feet away. I don't want it to run away. I will try.
Okay.
My
So you throw a
mind's telling me
Pokeball at
no.
it. Which one is it?
The blue.
The blue one.
The Pokeball smokes the small dog Pokemon,
I didn't
and
have
it
to
starts
make a
rolling
Pokemon
around on the
handling?
ground. Yes, make a Pokemon
Oh.
handling.
Ooh.
13.
13. The ball rolls and rolls and rolls. And it looks like all is lost. But then it stops. Is that one of them?
Yeah.
Nope. Nope.
Yeah, that was it.
It is.
I'm confused. Did I catch it or not?
Yeah.
You caught it.
Okay. It sounded like an escape one, and then I was like, okay, and then you played like
No,
five
that's a
others.
bursty sound.
That's a good one.
That's a burst.
Nope.
That's a good one.
That's not a burst. That's
That's
a
the
burst.
burst.
That's the caught sound. Yeah.
Like
Working
fell
through the
asleep.
soundboard.
My leg is asleep, and I just want iced tea.
Why do you want famous rapper Ice-T?
Cause she's so thirsty.
Oh God.
Anybody else want an iced tea?
I'll steal one if you
I'm
wouldn't
okay. I
mind.
still have bubble tea. Okay, the Pokeball stops moving. As far as you can tell, you have captured this small doggo. But the other one's still looking at you. It looks over at its companion, now in this ball, and growls towards the both of you.
Good. Thank you.
And it comes running straight for Riolu.
Good. Get closer.
How far can it move? Oh, that far. Runs right up towards Riolu.
Oh God. And still outside of Billy's range.
Okay.
Or walking.
Jackson.
Get a little closer, Billy. Here, I need to select the right thing and then move 10 feet towards it. And because I'm still out of range, we're gonna yeet another rock at it. That's better than the first one. 22.
Definitely hits. Without
Sorry,
a
modified
question.
20. And then we do
As you do.
5 points of rock type damage.
Perfect. You smoke this small dog, and it takes it a little bit better than the last one.
Is it like a hot dog if I'm smoking it?
How's it look?
It takes it and it kind of rolls it off, and it rolls its shoulders a little bit, and it continues to growl at the two of you, sizing its opponents up.
I'm a flank with Riolu.
I was gonna do that on my turn.
And I can't
Okay.
move the right horn.
Riolu.
Riolu, use Farsight. Foresight. Oh,
Use
whatever.
fart sight.
Use Farsight.
That's a 5.
It fails, so I get that +2. But it's been a long time since that landed, and I need to make sure it's just on. I think it's
No, it
just
lasts for a
on
minute.
the- yeah, but I think it's just on the attack, not the.
Oh, yeah.
damage. Okay. Okay. Now, quick attack.
With advantage.
Fucking hate my dice.
Oh.
Woo! There's a 5 and a 4.
Neither hit.
Well, what does it add up to?
Uh,
Because 5 plus 2
7,
is 7, plus proficiency would be 9, plus...
9, 10.
No. The dog is nimbly,
Solid effort, but not
nimbly
quite.
dodging Riolu's quick attacks at it.
You nimble doge!
Just sidestepping it. Okay. Top of the round. The Doog. You see it start to ruffle its fur a little bit, and it poofs off as you see the static electricity run along the length of it. And then immediately it's just sucked into the horn of the Rhyhorn that's standing right next to you.
The Pokemon?
No,
Oh,
the
the
electricity
lightning.
coming off of.
I was like, what? It's fucking horrifying.
Like, the Rhyhorn ate my new Pokemon friend! Give it back!
Yeah, and the small dog looks very confused. Jackson.
Go get him, Billy! 5, 10. Use! Trip him! Give him that low kick!
Use trip 'em. Use the trip 'em
And
move.
he gonna use the low kick. And that's a 21.
21 hits.
And low kick is another d8. So that's 6 points of fighting type damage.
Ooh. Okay, you knock the legs out from underneath this dog, and it falls down on the ground on its side, and you hear it yelp.
okay, Lily,
And it
it's a fake
slowly
dog.
stands back up. It's not fake. It's very real.
Well,
We
Lily-
already discussed this.
didn't
Lily thought
flinch.
it was real, but it's not a real.
And it gets back on its feet. It's looking around. It's holding its head high, and its chest is sort of puffed out a little bit as it stares down both of you. But you can see its eyes sort of looking for an out. Brooke.
Go ahead and run, bitch.
Can I just give Jackson a Pokemon?
I mean, I guess so.
Trades don't have to occur, right?
I mean, you've never tried.
I want us both to get this Pokemon. It's gonna turn around. I'll try and catch it.
Okay.
Could probably keep pace with it anyways. This old man has a movement speed of 30 feet and he can dash.
Fair. I'm not gonna touch it.
Okay. You just stand there.
Yep.
Okay. The dog looks over at the bonsai, and it tries to make a tackle attack against it. That is a 13.
That just misses.
Wow. It moves towards it, and bonsai looks like it just falls backwards, kind of swivels on its one foot, and then lands. And the dog looks very confused. Jackson.
Get in my Pokeball! Like, drop it on his head.
All right.
And that's a 13.
So they have +2.
Make sure I don't add anything else to it. I'm pretty sure just 13. Yep, 13. For das Pokemon handling.
Okay. The ball rolls, and it rolls, and it rolls. Yeah, utilizing that sandboard. Until it finally comes to a stop, and all is still again, except for somewhere in the far distance. You see another lightning bolt strike the earth.
Well, that was easy.
It'd probably help that they were taking fights with each other first.
Yeah. Yeah. Want to see if we can find any other
Might
Pokemon
as
here?
well. I mean, we paid for the Rhyhorn for a day.
Yeah. Take full advantage.
You guys pick up both of your Pokeballs, and you feel them warm in your hand. And it's almost like they're glitching. You have to choose if you want to keep this Pokemon, or if you want to send back one of your other
I want
Pokemon.
Wurmple to go to the PC. Can I move him? I can't.
You should be able
I
to.
can't. How?
Drag him?
I just dragged him and I tried to drop him and he won't go.
You gotta check him underneath.
He won't go. Jimmy doesn't want to leave me.
What's this new Pokemon we got anyways?
Steven, I can't get him to move.
I'm just moving him over to you right now.
I need Wurmple to go to the PC.
Sure. Hold on a sec.
Is that you that keeps opening that profile?
Bye, Jimmy.
Oh, when I open these things up, do they open and
Yeah.
close on you too?
Yeah.
Oh.
That is really annoying.
Electrike, that's what they're called. I totally remember that. I haven't had Stacy for very long, but
Stacy's donkey.
I think Stacy will be going back to the PC. And yeah, I can't move her either. Oh no, there we go. Oh no, never mind. I lied. Stacy the Stunky. And what am I going to name you, new friendo?
Oh, he's naughty.
Mine is Cocky.
Gross. Just double check that their abilities match their skills, because they're probably up 1 and down 1 on 2 different stats. Did you want me to move one of yours, Matt?
Yes, move Stacy down, please and thank you.
Sorry, what was I looking at, Steven?
Just to check that their stats match their skills. Because I do a base template of all these Pokemon beforehand so that I can roll them randomly, so I don't decide for you guys what Pokemon you
It's
get.
not very good at its history.
This dog don't know
Or
where
its
come from.
religion.
I'm waiting for the Pokemon that does know lots about religion.
I mean, all his wisdom stats are incorrect.
It'll be whatever its nature affected. I just can't remember.
Not a very deceptive one, or a very intimidating one, or very persuasive. But it's real good at that sleight of
All
hand.
of my stats are wrong, for the most part.
Oh, okay. We'll fix them.
Yep.
You're like, this should be an 18. This should be a 19. This should be a 16.
I'll just change them all to 18.
Change them all to 20s.
Ooh. She got the best Electrike.
This electric is take.
Sweet. What am I going to
He's
name this one?
naughty. He's a naughty boy.
I'll name you Angus.
Angus. Angus, because he's...
Naughty Nick.
Naughty
Really
Nick.
weird.
Just naughty Nick. Just in the nick of time.
Is it Brian? Brian Johnson's the lead singer of AC/DC? I think it's Brian. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. So correct me, because I'm probably wrong.
Correct.
Let's-
I dare you.
Close you, and you, and you for now. Sweet.
Caroline.
Da da da.
Good times never felt so good.
So good, so good, so good.
Okay, so what's the plan? What are you guys doing?
Gonna look for more electric type
Yeah.
Pokemon.
All right.
Can I make roll?
I don't know. What do you want to do?
I want to look for.
Look for more
More
Pokemon.
tracks.
Look for more tracks.
Sure. The dust settles. You guys collect your Pokemon and you send 2 back to the
The Pocus.
PC box. The Pocus. The Hocus Pocus.
I miss Jimmy. He was inquisitive.
It was.
Seems like it was in his very nature.
I agree.
You guys stand out in the middle of this field, and another burst of lightning strikes from the sky and strikes right next to
Oh,
your
that close
Rhyhorn. But he moves his head, and it just zigzags to its horn.
I mean, next time we come here, as long as we have the guys we just got, we won't have to bring A Rhyhorn.
Wait, does yours know how to do that thing?
Yeah.
Oh, mine doesn't.
Oh.
Mine is different. I need to pull it up again because I refreshed and it got rid of all the shit that I was looking at. Mine has... I just inherently know since I caught it. Static.
Oh,
Which
mine
is pretty
has
great.
Lightning Rod.
Sweet. Keep that in mind for next time.
Yeah. No more monies.
Worked
If
out
you got no
particularly well.
money, honey.
Okay.
Almost
Somebody
like
lead
it
the
was
hunt.
planned.
Give me a... How are you looking? What are you doing?
Gonna look for more tracks just sitting around here.
Looking for tracks. Okay. Based on here, are you looking for more Electrike? You're looking for similar Pokemon? You're looking for...
Looking for something
Electric
different.
type Pokemon that are not the same
Electrics.
one we just bought.
Sure.
We just got.
We just bought.
We bought them with our Pokeball.
Let's start with a straight up perception check.
From both.
If you're both
That's
looking.
a 15.
Better.
It's almost like advantage.
13.
13. Both of you look around. You see a wide plain stretching out before you. You look back from where you came from and you can see the town way off
Wait,
in the
60.
distance. You've been wandering around this field for probably half the day now, 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's funny because it looks like you haven't covered a lot of ground just because of how nondescript the landscape is. Aside from the occasional burst of lightning and the charred ground that it leaves behind it, there's not a lot to put you to landmark. You can see the road off in the distance that you strayed off of, just more southward. What you do spot between the two of you are a series of small holes in the ground.
I saw holes before.
Ones that are distinctly different than the lightning bursts
Oh.
from before. These ones look almost like something shoved its way up from underground.
Ooh.
Little digging Pokemon.
I'm gonna go up to one of the holes and stick my arm in.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
No, but I'm doing it anyways.
Okay.
Give me a dex save.
Nat 20.
You stick your arm in there, you
So
wait
18.
until you...
I'm noodling for Diglett.
Like crazy redneck people do this with Magikarp.
Yep. Noodling.
You stick your arm in the hole, and you wait, and you wait, and you wait. You sink your arm in a little bit deeper. At this point, your ear is basically resting on the ground, and your whole arm has disappeared inside this hole. And then suddenly, you think you feel something brush up against your hand. And you whip your arm out of there faster than Brooke can even see, and suddenly you're on your feet. But there's nothing there. Absolutely nothing.
I shine my flashlight down and look.
Sure. You take a look down the hole as far as you can see. It moves straight downwards for a little while, and then it curves gently off to the side. But it appears to be empty.
And how big is the hole?
Maybe the size of like a, I don't know, like a cup holder.
Think it would come out if we put food here and just wait.
Maybe. Would be worth a try. Stick a ration by the side of the hole.
How many holes are there?
You see a number of them. They sort of dot the landscape. Other than the small shrubs and whatnot that sort of obscure them, you do see a number of them all around you.
I'm gonna put a ration next to a different hole.
Okay.
I'm gonna get Raiola to come hide with me off to the side.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna be
And tell
hiding
him
with Billy.
to get ready to attack whatever comes out of the hole.
Hold a rock throw.
Hold a quick attack.
It's gonna be a person.
Can you give me a stealth check?
Pause. pops out of the hole. Like daisies. For Ryo the
Oh. It's a 3 for me.
Whoever's leading, so it's either you or your Pokemon.
Okay.
So it's a 3 for you.
Oh, if it's me or my Pokemon, then that turns into, I think, slightly better, a 5.
Because your Bonsly is dexterous.
Yep.
20.
20.
My Bonsly is neutrally dexterous.
Usually Jackson is so incredibly stealthy. He leads the hunt. This time he sort of just belly flops onto the ground and kind of pretends. Well, it looks like he's trying to cover himself like that spider in the video with the sand. Like.
Oh, yep.
I'm hiding. I'm hiding. Whoa.
The Bonsly is just kind of sitting on his butt, wiggling its feet. And Jackson's not fooling anybody, despite what he may think. Brooke, however, manages to find a number of fallen, just general shrubage. It's dry and mostly dead. But you get down low to the ground and you manage to pull it over yourself enough that you believe you're unseen. You're fairly confident as such. But you can see Jackson very clearly off to your other side, just sort of flicking dirt over top of his body. And the Bonsly sitting on top of him, weeping quietly.
It's okay, Billy. No one will ever see us. We're too good at this.
I can see you.
You see nothing.
You wait here. And you wait, and you wait. And you wait. The wind blows across the fields. You see what looks like a spot cover the sun for a second. And then it's gone. And it's quiet, other than the sound of the wind. You look southwards, and you see a vehicle. A large bus, just brimming with electricity, move down the road, and then disappear as it gets close to the town. And you wait, and you wait, and you wait, and the sun slowly starts to descend.
This is starting to feel like a red herring.
If we leave here and they're just nocturnal little shits, oh, I'm gonna be disappointed.
Oh, they might just be knocked well. I mean, we have the Pokemon that we need to... We can send the Rhyhorn back, and then we can just keep your new Electrike friend out.
That's true.
And just hang out for the night if we wanted to.
Yeah, I mean,
Billy's still fine.
so's Riolu.
I'm still fine.
Yeah. I'll just have a bite and... Does he know how to get home? What was her name? Darlene? Darcy?
Delilah.
Delilah!
I'm remembering names now. Delilah, do you know how to get home? Blink once for yes, twice for no.
The whole time while you're on the ground, pretending like you're hiding, Delilah's been like standing right over you, just eating some of the grass that you kind of shoved over top of your shoulders.
Maybe this will be to our benefit. The dice knew I had a handicap.
Because you're a ranger, give me a survival check.
That would be a 23.
23. You look over the grassland, studying everything that you've seen over the course of today, studying the hole that's in front of you. These holes, while recently dug, don't look like active tunnels. The fields around you are quiet. And it's not that there aren't any Pokemon here, but it's like any day of hunting. You can go out and not find something. And you get the strong sense that over the course of today, either all the electricity in the air, the electric battling, maybe the traffic, or your activity in this area has just led some of the wild Pokemon to stray from this area altogether.
Yeah, that's fair.
It is a wide open space. So, guess it kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
They probably saw us coming a mile away.
Yeah, we can always come back in the morning too if you want to get more.
Yeah.
Maybe go out to Route 2 looking for Chimchar instead.
I'm going to pick up the ration.
I'm gonna pick up mine.
10-hour rule? 5-hour? I don't know. It's just a little dirt.
If it's meats, I will eat.
It's about a 7-hour. It is now about 10 o'clock at night. You hear the sound of something somewhere.
Sure, now it's like it's mocking us.
Where did that sound come from?
Yeah, I want to look around.
Give me a perception check.
I've been rolling a lot lately.
That's a...
I guess we can both-
Who do I wanna use?
17.
17?
13.
13. You definitely hear the sound. You're not certain where it comes from. It sort of reverberates on the air. It catches
18.
with the electricity and it just moves over the landscape.
Keep forgetting to add half my proficiency.
Jackson, you make out the sound of it's cicada-like in sound. It resonates maybe with your earpiece, and you turn your head to just the right direction, and you can sense very strongly that it's coming in specifically a more southern direction.
It's to the south. Figure we might be able to sneak up on it.
You could try.
Worth a try. Rhyhorn, be very, very quiet. We're hunting whatever that ends up being.
Yeah, hunting wabbits.
Oh.
It's wabbit season. Oh, that's a 10 for me.
That's it. 4 for me.
And you guys are
Sneaking.
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 Air quotes.
It's wabbit hunting season.
You guys start heading back southwards, and you move across the
very
road.
Quiet.
You hear the sound of whatever this is. Rattling somewhere off in the distance. And as you cross the road, your feet catches pebbles, essentially. Your feet hit small bits of grass and shrubbery, and you are not quiet, not in the least. And in the night, your movement stands out incredibly. As you finish crossing the road, the sound just goes quiet.
We're so bad at this stealth thing.
Hey.
I'm blaming it on the giant thing.
It's your fault, Delilah.
We love you.
Looks over at you, and it kind of nuzzles Brooke. Give me a strength save.
Okay.
It's probably a dandelion by your foot. Oh, go out on a limb and guess that's enough.
That's a 20, yeah.
That's a 20. It tries to bowl you over, and you hold firm as it really nuzzles into you.
And I give it a scratch.
And kind of accepts your scratch, and then it moves over to a patch of grass nearby.
Well, might as well head back.
Yeah, head back for now. Either come back here or to Route 2 in the morning.
Yeah, we can find that Zigzagoon with the shovel.
Oh yeah, we can see if it is indeed the one making the traps.
Yeah. We can practice being stealthy again. In the tall grass this time.
Yes, without a massive Pokemon with us. You clumpy fuck.
Oh, she's kind of cute.
She is kind of cute. I make fun, but I kind of want one.
Yeah. I feel like they'd be a good riding Pokemon.
Yeah. Could you ride birds?
I mean, technically, if they're big enough, my brother does.
We should maybe try to catch a bird if we can. I mean, if we find one.
Yeah. If they're big enough birds.
So you guys continue down the road back towards Brambletown.
Back towards Bumbleville.
Sure. It looks closer than it is. Without anything between you and the lights in the distance, it looks like you're never progressing. It takes you about 2 hours to get back from where you are, leaving you at about midnight.
Ah!
That day
As
went
you stumble
fast.
through town. You see the small corral with a number of the Rhyhorn sleeping.
Oh, I swear to God, if he charges us for another day.
One sort of nuzzles at the end of the gate and looks up at you. Oh.
Just tell him Delilah got us lost.
You see, there's next to the post, there's a small bell with a little string, and there's a little sign over top that says "Ring for service."
I will ring it incessantly.
Okay.
Or we just leave him. Delilah tied to the fence and we go.
But the gate's still closed. We need to get over.
You ring the bell, and eventually a man emerges from one of the nearby buildings, wearing his cowboy hat, and he walks over and he says, "Well, glad to see you're safe, and good to see you, Princess Delilah." And he gives her a little scritch on the side, and she goes, "No."
She's not very sneaky, you know.
Says, "Never claimed she was." And then he touches the post, and the gate opens. And Delilah starts walking in towards the corral,
I'm
just like
gonna
it knows where to go.
Scratch her as you go by.
Yeah.
Say, bye, Delilah.
He sort of walks with it, and he opens the corral, and she just moseys on in. And he says, "There's a good girl," and he sort of spanks her butt, and she, whoop, and he closes the gate behind her. And he says, "Right, I take it was a good jaunt through the fields."
Yeah.
We got new friends.
Wow, that's mighty nice to hear.
I never
Next
checked.
time, we probably won't need Delilah.
Well, you're
As
thinking so.
sweet as she was.
Well, if you ever find yourself in need of escort again,
We'll have
give me a
my
holler.
new Pokemon.
Right. Well, it's time for me to be getting on to bed. If that's all.
Good night.
All right. Good night. And
Have a
he
good
closes
night.
the gate.
To the Pokemon Center.
Might as well, I guess.
You guys wander back towards the Pokemon Center.
When we're walking through town, can I look just out of curiosity to see if I see any Chimchar-like tracks
Oh yeah.
coming back into town?
Give me a survival check.
That was weird. It's an 8.
Nate. It's dark, even under the street lamps.
People.
This town is fairly well kept. You do not see any trademark Chimchar tracks.
Okay.
TM.
TM.
Yeah, we'll see if we can find it over on Route 2 in the morning.
It is a Pokemon that disfigured shouldn't be out on his own. I'm sure he figures it out, but survival of the fittest is a thing.
Yes. Yeah, natural selection's a bitch like that.
Yeah. Rather know he was well taken care of. And then we'll go back to the Pokemon Center. And I will feed every one of my Pokemon.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. You guys walk into the Pokemon Center. Ching. Hearing the doors Nurse Joy walks out of the back room, kind of rubbing her eyes, and she waves
Just
politely
us
to you.
again.
She says, "Welcome back. How was your day?"
We caught some new Pokemon. Could you actually maybe tend to
Oh,
my
yes.
new one?
The new Electrikes.
He's
She smiles
a
sweetly.
little hurt.
She says, "Oh yes. All right, Chansey, please, dear, come gather their Pokemon." And Chansey walks out of the back room, likewise rubbing its eyes.
Sorry to wake you up so late.
Sorry.
She says, "No, it comes with the territory." And she walks out towards you, and the Chansey collects the Pokeballs from your hands, and she moves to the back room. She says, "So tell me, you had a big day?"
It was an
A
alright
little
day.
bit. We spent a lot of time just traveling through big open fields of dirt.
She says, "Oh, okay. Well, I can tell from the Electrike and all the dirt on you and this one." And she points to Jackson. You must have been down Route 8,
Yes.
Lightning Fields.
Yep.
Probably could utilize a good shower and a bed.
Oh, yes. Oh, lords, yes.
She laughs and says, "I can imagine so. Please, the cots are out. Help yourself. If you'd like a shower, they're on the second floor. And don't be shy. Chansey will be around with your Pokemon shortly."
Thank you.
Hey, shower time.
I'm gonna go have a shower,
Yeah.
and then after, if Riolu's really dirty, I'll give Riolu a bath.
Give Riolu a bath.
I will give Billy a scrub. Because a bath would not go well.
It takes you a little bit longer to get all the dirt out of your pores today than it did in the past. It has been a long and dusty day. But after a little bit of work, you managed to brush out the dust from Riolu's fur and from yourself, Brooke. And it takes you a lot longer, Jackson, to get all the dirt out of your hair and everywhere else. It just seems to get everywhere. Bonsly is buffed to a sheen, however.
Oh, you're one fine-looking bonsly, Billy. Could go win another pageant, even.
He sort of looks all the way up at you, and his eyes grow big, and then he slips on a sud and falls backwards.
Especially if you keep up cute shit like that.
He's clumsy cute.
Yeah.
After your guys' showers, you just go downstairs and go to bed?
Yeah, it's pretty late.
Yep. Do some
Just-
bonding with Billy.
Snuggle
Some
Riolu.
bonding with Billy.
If he'll snuggle.
Riolu does. Begrudgingly.
Very tsundere.
This girl.
He pretends that he doesn't like it, but you can tell. You can see it in his eyes.
Baka.
He has to make it weird. Yeah, make it so weird.
It's not weird. It's just a girl and her Pokemon. You know? That.
She was a
no.
boy. He was a Riolu. Cannot make it
She
any more
was
obvious.
a boy.
What, did I say she was a boy? Oh, whatever.
Yeah. She was a boy.
I am
He was a
phenomenally
Riolu.
tired.
That's funny. I feel you. I'm tired too.
She was gender nonconforming. He was a Riolu. Even though I just called her she.
An anthem for our time. Okay. The morning arrives, the same as it did the day before. You can hear the soft pitter-patter of rain against the roof of the building.
Not again.
Oh, Bonsai's not gonna like today.
Oh, Billy, you'll be fine. I'll just keep a towel close by. Don't worry, you won't get too wet, bud.
You can see almost like a full body shiver go through him.
In fact, maybe it would be best to just have you in the Pokeball for today. As much as I am loath to admit it.
You could bring out your sassy pants.
Yeah, might bring out Dandy. Either Dandy, maybe bring out Angus. We'll see.
Angus? Is that the name of your new Pokemon?
Yes,
Angus.
named after the famous guitarist of the band, I'm trying to think of a fucking Pokemon pun for AC/DC, but I can't.
Sure you can't come up with something?
Not off the top of my head. Because it's already a pun in the name. It's already AC/DC. Oh, that just made it worse.
Oh, we made it real bad.
Yeah, you got a lot of black on the side there.
Oh, jeez.
Oh! Way over correction.
That's pretty close.
Okay. The perfectionist comes out.
Before you guys had headed off to bed, Nurse Joy would have handed you back the Electrics in their balls. All of your Pokemon at peak EXP.
Peak
Better
performance.
than peak.
Better than peak.
Mine get 2 extra hit points.
They're all peaked.
They've all piqued my interest.
Just gonna move some of this around.
Don't do it.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about today. It just,
It's this last week.
Super tired.
yeah.
So we move into the next day. Is a good time to take a small break?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Last night,
Can do.
I had a
Can do.
shower and then I climbed into bed. And then I wasn't sure if Steven was planning on staying up and working on Pokemon or not. So I was like, Steven, are you going to bed now? And he was like, yeah, in a minute. And then he like packed up, came to bed. By the time I had said that and he had gone to bed, I was already asleep. And it was like 5 minutes, if that. I've
Oh,
just been
God.
so tired.
No, I just could not sleep last night.
Oh,
It's been a recurring theme in my life.
lack of
The
sleep.
inability to fall the fuck to sleep.
It's usually me. But lately, it's not the case.
It's not fun.
No, it is not.
It is, in fact, super lame.
Is it?
Yipper.
So how's everybody out there doing tonight if you're tuned in? And thank you again, Detective V, for the subscription on the YouTube.
Mhm.
Yes.
Always appreciated.
You're good. You're bad. You're okay. You're good. I just hate it when my dice roll nice for times that they don't really need to.
Yep.
And then other times it's like, well, fuck you.
Well, especially when you're DMing. I honestly
I
don't
know.
know if when I ever start DMing, if I'm ever gonna not fudge rolls, or if I'm just gonna be like, this seems like it would be more thematic at this point in time.
I fudge rolls when I play with my kids. Only when I feel like it really needs to happen.
Yeah.
But most of the time I stay true to what I've rolled. If anything, I alter stats on creatures more than I do
Yeah.
other things.
More so than other things.
Yeah, well, I don't know, the way I've kind of looked at it is that I expect them to be honest with me with the dice rolls. I'm not going to hold back. And if I do change my stats, it's probably because I want to give them a win.
Yeah.
As opposed to a failure of some kind.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. For me, it's more what feels like it would be more dramatic in the moment.
Yeah. Well, and that makes sense. And I think with, like, adults, it's a lot easier to be like, oh, yeah, they can handle this dramatic whatever. Right? Like, but when I was DMing the most recent bad choices of my kids, it came down to, like, well, shit, like, the only way I get them out of this is if I make Ben mangle himself, more or less, to attempt to get them out. And I was like, realistically, he should have died because the X amount of minutes are up. He's got too much smoke in his lungs. He would have suffocated at this particular point in time. But the kids really need out of this situation.
Yeah.
So he is going to bust down the door, despite the fact that he failed the DC on this door.
He is going to plot armor his way through this.
Plow out of the building, drop the child, and then someone can heal him.
Yeah.
Because they just need this win. So I'm going to give it to them. They have learnt their lesson. I have seen firsthand they have learnt their lesson. We are going to let them have this.
Fair. Ah. Apps, leave me alone. I just want to punch Jonathan in the face.
I just want to punch my Jonathan. So violent.
And depending on your own personal definitions of Jonathan, that could be very weird.
Yep. That is true.
I was going to spend some time beating my Jonathan. Trying my best to stay awake and not just die.
Right. I agree. I'm so tired. I'm feeling the burnout of the last few weeks of school.
Yes,
so
Jesus
hard.
Christ.
So hard.
I've been feeling more and more burnt out as each week passes.
Me too.
And just more and more tired.
Yeah.
And more lethargic.
Yep. And I felt like so shitty of a human when I came into work today and legitimately had a moment of, oh, nobody's handed out us any presents yet. I really could have used a Starbucks gift card for caffeine. Like, I just wanted the free Starbucks. Like,
yep.
And then I was like, don't be a greedy shit, Melissa.
I do get coffee every morning, but I might have to start just doing black coffee and cut out the cream and sugar. Again.
Yeah. As awful as it sounds, when you start getting to the end of the year, especially when you, like, work with children and you know you have a very clear, like, I get a vacation when this happens. Because we don't really get vacation time. We get, like, here's where your summer break is, and that's when you get your vacation. So when you count the days to, like, your next break, because that's when you know you finally get to go, at the end of the school year, when you're finally like, oh God, I've made it through the year, and I don't know how, but I've made it. It really means something when the parents start being like, we appreciate you, and we love you, and here's gifts, even though I, like, don't expect them. It's like, oh, this feels nice because it makes all of your kind words, and even if it's just a card.
Yeah.
Like, even if there's no gift certificate or any present attached, even if it's a card that's like, we love you and we appreciate you and blah, blah, blah. It's like, okay, I can make it through.
I don't get anything like that ever.
I know. Don't get that.
I did finally request time off, though.
Did you?
Yes.
So you took off some time in the summer?
Yep. Well, hopefully. I
That's
haven't heard
good.
back from them yet. Because
So
I
are you gonna
always
go
asked
camping
just
or
to be like,
something?
hey, I just want to make sure that nobody else has this time off. I'm not screwing anybody over if I was to take it. So I got to wait to hear back from them.
You gonna go camping?
Yep. Going camping with the Fam Jam.
Nice.
In mid-August. Should be fun.
I wouldn't mind going, like, even if it was like a weekend camping trip with like friends or something.
Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that either.
Because I have nothing against camping with family or something, but there's always like, I don't know, like we have Steven's family.
It feels like more of an obligation when it's family as
Exactly.
opposed to when it's just friends.
Or even when it's just like yourself. Like if you go camping by yourself, there's no obligation to do anything that other people want to do.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I'm going to go on this hike or whatever.
Yeah.
Or we're just going to chill out here and do whatever.
Like if I want to sit by a campfire for 2 days and do nothing but draw and read,
Yeah.
like that's my business.
Go camping for a couple of days and just play D&D.
Exactly.
That'd be pretty chill.
Right? Can you imagine? Oh, that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Go camping for a weekend, on and off play like D&D while roasting hot dogs and
Yeah.
eating s'mores and hanging out with puppies.
Yeah, that'd be a super chill weekend. Oh, yeah, I'm going to have to talk to Mandy, make sure she's home that week. So that someone can look after Lily.
This peanut sauce super peanutty.
Yeah.
Pretty good, though.
It's pretty good. It needs more spice.
Yeah.
That's what I thought when I had fun. I was like, it needs
It's
hot
almost
sauce.
too sweet.
Yeah. It needs the like best of the combination of like peanutty with like
Oh, wait.
spice.
I literally have whatever. Too late now. I am the hot sauce person.
The hot sauce boss.
I have them all. Well, not all of them, but you know what I mean.
Okay, Steven.
Lots.
D&D camping trip. Planet.
Sometime.
Sometime. It's summertime.
Yeah.
Now is the time.
I'm also never really a fan of taking vacation time off to do family stuff because then it just feels like I don't get to take my vacation time to do my own thing.
It feels like an obligation. Way too much. Like,
Yeah.
I was saying to Steven, like, if Salve can't come to the family reunion, I'm not going.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, hey, Andy, how's it going?
despite the fact that I don't have an issue with the family reunion or anything like that, I get 1 month off a year
Yeah.
that, like, that is my time off. And I want to spend it how I want to spend it. And I don't want to be spending money to put my dog in a dog hotel or whatever. Like, I want him to come with me if I'm going camping. And I want to do what I want to do.
Yeah. And then it's always like, oh, well, here, you have 2 weeks of vacation in your entire year. Take one of those weeks and dedicate it to being with your family instead of doing something that you might actually want to do at that time.
Okay, party people.
No.
How do you feel?
I feel like I'm good to go.
I feel like
Also,
I'm good
I
to
agree,
go.
Andy.
I feel like I'm good to
I feel
go.
that on a
I
daily
honestly
basis.
don't know how long a session I can manage today.
Yeah.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
I was going to say, this at least seems like it's just a pretty lax.
It's a bit chill.
A bit chill. Sips.
Because I'm super tired.
I should just get a recording of myself yelling sips
Sips.
and put that on the soundboard.
Sips.
I literally have the technology.
Literally have the technology.
Literally.
Have a good night, Andy.
You guys were heading out of the Pokemon Center into the soft pitter-patter of rain outside. You know pretty immediately it's fairly wet. As you're wandering down the street, before you even make it to the edge of town, the northern end, heading towards route number 2, you are pretty well drenched.
Oh, fun. Well,
Probably a good thing Bonsly's in a Pokeball.
yeah. How-
Ryolu's kind of holding his hands over his head, and he's like,
I'm gonna scoop him up and put him inside my coat with me.
And I'm gonna have Dandy
Just
out.
snuggle with him.
Dandy loves it.
Hell yeah.
Dandy's sort of just twirling around your head and just gently floating in circles, doing little somersaults. Every now and then it shakes its little bun.
I'm gonna pick up Bryula and put him in my jacket and say, "Come on, bud. Where would I be without you? Where would I be without you?"
Sort of cradles in and holds the flap of your jacket closed to stop the rain from getting in.
One day you're gonna be too big for these snuggles.
Dandy continues to dance around your head.
Danny loves it.
Of course she does. Most plants like rain.
Yeah, that's true. When we walk out into Route 2,
Mhm.
are there visibly holes?
Absolutely.
Are there more than before?
Shia LaBeouf has been here.
Is that what you're going to name this shovel wielding zigzag?
Oh my god, now I am.
Shia LaBeouf.
No, Shia surprise.
Shia's surprise.
He has a knife in his hand
Shia
and death in his eyes.
Oh, Rob Cantor.
Oh, it's such a fucking good video.
It's been
Jesus
a while since
Christ.
I watched that one. You do. You see a number of holes. Can I get you to give me a perception check real quick?
Cool.
That's not the 20. 6.
A 6.
And a 2.
Okay.
But they hate me.
Never mind.
Yep.
Just never mind.
Just never mind. Make a deck save.
You do see a number of holes in front of you. You see 2 that seem to be collapsed. And that's about it. They're sort of along the side of the path, not directly on the road itself.
Perfect.
Are there any, like, muddy tracks?
Give me a survival check.
That's not good anyway. I'm glad it went out of the thing. 11.
11.
11.
You see 2 distinct different sets of tracks.
Traps.
No traps.
Tracks for traps. Hi, Lily.
Beyond the fact that you can make out something has disturbed the earth, though, with a roll like that, you're not entirely certain what it is, what the 2 different tracks were made by, or even the direction. You just happen to catch a glimpse of 2.
Is Route 2 also considered grassland?
Very much so.
Oh, would
So-
I be able to look for those?
Route
I would
2
point them out.
is very lush.
Okay.
The grass stands about waist high. It is a beautiful green. Everything just kind of sparkles in the rain.
I'm kind of pointing out the tracks I see to Jackson, see if he can.
That is a fucking...
You're like, yep, those be tracks, bro.
That's a 6.
It's a 6. The rain is in your eyes. You are cold, you are shivering, you are wet. As you look around, you're not even sure you can make out the tracks that Brooke had pointed out. Maybe they washed away in the rain.
Ah, yes, I see very clearly. They go this way, and I'm just gonna start walking in a random direction. I'm gonna start walking
Watch out for holes, Jackson.
east.
Start walking east. Okay. And you start trudging through the grasslands.
I will follow cautiously.
Okay. You guys move off into the grass. Again, it continues to be very wet. The way that water builds up on grass, like if you're walking through short grass
So
with your
gooey.
runners, it soaks
Soaks
your
through
feet
pretty
pretty
quick.
quickly. Same with walking through the grass. You were wet before from the rain. Now you're soaked through. It is raining decently hard. It's not a lightning storm. It's not aggressive in that sort of respect. You're not afraid of any real danger out here from the storm itself, but it is cold, and it's raining decently hard.
Is Ryolo shivering?
No, he's cozy and comfy inside your jacket.
Okay.
You're just soaked from the waist down.
Okay. As long as he's comfortable.
Okay.
I want to listen. Can I listen
Sure.
for any sounds of aminals?
The hills are alive with
Give me
the
a perception check.
sound of chimchar.
That is 18.
That's much better.
Uh-huh.
The reference sticky pad comes out.
You see movement off in the distance. At first, you think that Dandy just got ahead of Jackson, but you see 4 small Hoppip sort of glide over top of the grass, just soaking up the rain.
Oh, more Hoppip.
And they sort of dance in it. They see Hoppip and they see the Dandy, and Dandy sort of waves to the other Hoppip. And they sort of float in your direction and start dancing above your heads.
No,
Just
this is
gently on the
adorable.
breeze.
Dandy, you should convince one to be my friend.
Hey, Dandy, can you convince one to be her friend?
Dandy looks at one of the Hoppips and starts wiggling its little butt.
Very sassily.
Check out my booty, 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 booty.
Look at this ass. If you go with her, you can see this all the time.
Can you get Sassy, or not Sassy, Dandy to give a persuasion roll?
Hell yeah, I can.
Oh, she's charismatic. Oh, that was a good one. I shouldn't tell you what it is.
I know, I saw
Oh.
So that's an 8.
It's an 8. The other Hoppips sort of slowly move off into the field. You can see them kind of being carried by the wind. Dandy, too, looks like it's about to be blown away by this gentle breeze, and it just grabs onto your jacket and holds on as the other ones float off, and they all sort of wave as they go.
Bye, other Hoppip.
You didn't shake your booty hard enough.
Dandy looks at you, and it kind of scrunches its eyes closed,
You tried.
and then it continues to sort of shimmy and shake, floating through the air.
You did well, Dandy. It's okay.
Dandy has a great personality. I love her.
It's a him.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I love him.
Hello, PK Lost. Sorry for not responding right away. This is roleplay heavy, so. Also, yes.
Dear Lord. The rain continues to fall all around you, a soft pitter-patter. You see directly to the north one lonely mountain standing above what looks to be a large lake. You see to the northwest a forest along its one edge. To the northeast, more field. Southward again, back towards town, you see Brambletown. And all around you, blowing field. There is not a tree in sight beyond the Wormhole Hollow that you left back by Brambletown.
And no sign of any Pokemon other than the Hoppips.
Give me another perception check.
17. Oh, hi, Lily. You have fur on your snoot.
Just like, leave my nose alone.
Fine. Keep the fur on your snoot.
She's like, I want it. I put it there.
Hey, Lily. Come here. Come on. Or be a shit. Yeah, she's gonna be a shit. Oh, wait.
I got it.
She looked pissed at you.
No.
She was like, that was my floof.
No, Lily. Leave my drinks alone.
She's like, that was my fluff, and I put it there, and I wanted to keep it.
What are you looking for? You have eaten, and you have water. Or wait, you might not have water. I'll give you water when I go back up.
You look over the field and you see what looks like another cluster of Hobbit float up from the grasses.
Everywhere.
But they seem to be accompanied by another Pokemon.
Ooh.
It is slightly larger. It is a green color instead of pink. It has what almost looks like floppy ears, these small beady red eyes, and then a big yellow flower on top of its head that is kind of spinning in time with the rest of the Hoppip.
Pull out my Pokedex.
I'll do the same.
It sort of smiles at you as it floats up into the air, into the soft.
They're just so smiley and happy. I feel bad, like, attacking one.
Yeah. We can see if Dandy can convince one. She's got to get lucky one of these. He's got to get lucky one of these
I'd
days.
prefer it that way.
As the thing floats by, your Pokedex shines and it lights up and it says, Skiploom, the cottonweed Pokemon. Skiploom's flower blooms when the temperature rises above 64 degrees Fahrenheit. How much the flower opens depends on the temperature. For that reason, this Pokemon is sometimes used as a thermometer.
Cool.
Like Mercury.
What do you say, Dandy? Want to give your booty shaking persuasion another try?
Yeah, might as well. Come on, Dandy. Let's go shake that booty.
Booty got back.
Dandy got back.
Dandy, roll persuasion.
7.
7. Dandy looks like it's having a jolly old time, but the other Hoppip just kind of look at it, and you can see them put their little arms to its mouth and go.
Want to pull out a ration and be like, want a ration? To one of them that's floating
They all
by.
just kind of look at you, and they continue to dance in the air and float off further down the field, including the Skiploom that goes with them. Its little tail twirling the whole time.
Is that what you're going to turn into, Dandy?
I suspect
Dandy
it
just sort of
might.
looks at you and does a mid-air backflip.
I don't know what that means.
I think they might.
And then it inhales. And its eyes look a little sad.
Why? I think you're beautiful the way you are, Dandy.
It sort of nestles into your neck and lands on your shoulder, and its leaves sort of sink a little bit. And it looks off towards the other Hoppip. It breathes. And it looks down.
It's that motherfucking Butterfree moment. No, I'm not letting you go. You are mine.
Give me a Pokemon handling check.
9.
All these bad. You don't know what Dandy's feeling. It looks sad, though.
Does Dandy seem lonely?
Give me a Pokemon handling check.
Ooh. 11.
11.
It's not your Pokemon, but looking over, you get the sense that Dandy feels dejected.
Is it because you couldn't make new friends, Dandy?
It just kind of wiggles its little tail a little bit.
Do we want to try and catch up to them?
It looks over at you, and then it looks away.
Do you want to meet a new friend that we caught yesterday, Dandy?
Dandy looks up at you.
And I'll pop out Angus.
Okay. The small dog appears on the ground in front of you, and it looks up. And it kind of sits down, and it puffs its chest up, and it looks over at you, and it looks at Dandy, and it goes.
It's a shame there's no cameras sometimes. You miss all the
facial expressions
facial expressions
of having
and
to
body acting.
having to be a cocky Electrike.
Don't underestimate
Dandy, this is Angus.
body language.
Angus, this is the first time that I've popped you out and told you what your name is. This is Dandy.
Angus looks at you, and then it stands up on its paw pads, and it sort of prances over towards Dandy, and Dandy drifts slowly off of your shoulder and towards the ground, and sort of tumbles in the air around Angus as Angus sort of pads around you and sniffs the ground.
Don't know how well Sassy and Cocky are gonna get along, but we'll find out.
Could be a really great friend dynamic.
In the rain, with each raindrop that hits the Electrike, there's a small spark. It doesn't seem anything more than just static discharge. but it almost like illuminates Electrike, giving it this soft glow.
That's kind of neat.
That is kind of neat. How small is Electrike?
It's like a small dog, so probably like corgi size.
It's
Okay.
a lily-sized dog.
It's a lily size.
Yeah. It has this wonderful sort of crest or mane-ish of fur that comes off the back of its head. Its fur is really sleek. Although you can see every now and then as it's sniffing the ground, it sort of bristles a little bit and static travels along it down its snout and shocks a little bit on the ground where it's sniffing. Its tail wags happily.
Well, I'm gonna potentially make a mistake. I'm going to kind of lean down towards Angus. I'm gonna pat my shoulder, trying to indicate for him to jump up on my onto my back.
What's the save?
I
Can't remember.
don't think there is a save for static. It's just when it gets hit by a melee attack, roll a d4. On a 4, the attacker takes electric damage equal to the proficiency bonus.
The arch in my foot has gone.
Ooh, cramp right there. That's fun.
In the arch of my foot.
Okay. You reach down and you touch it and you feel a small static shock,
Yep.
but nothing too much to hurt you. And you sort of stroke its sleek fur and it stops and it looks up at you and it sort of cocks its head.
Yeah, I'm used to all of my Pokemon kind of being all over me. So Dandy will be on my head, Billy will be in my arms, and then usually Jamantha would be on my shoulder. Charlotte, I don't know if Charlotte's ever had. No, Charlotte was on my back. Charlotte kind of clung to my back that one time. I haven't done anything with Stacy yet, but she'll probably go on a shoulder too. Do you want to hop up on here and just ride around for a bit there, Angus?
He sort of looks up at you and he cocks his head to one side and cocks his head to the other side and he looks off into the distance and just sort of stands and looks back at you.
I'm gonna pick him up and put him on my shoulder. This is not negotiable now.
Can you give me a dex save for Angus?
For Angus. Haha. I might get him.
I'm gonna get him. Gonna get him.
Oh, no, that's actually pretty. That's 8.
8. He doesn't fight you trying to pick him up, but as soon as you put him on your shoulder, he doesn't have the appendages to hold himself on there, and his small paws just he falls off your back. He sits and he looks at you.
I see why you were so hesitant now. I'll give him scritches behind his ears and apologize.
So weird.
Alright, well, I guess we might as well walk with both of you out so you can get to know each other a little better.
The Hoppip sort of moves from between your shoulder and the small electric dog following behind. It rests on its head for a little bit and shakes its little bum until the Electrike gets too annoyed and sort of nips at it, and then the Hoppip moves up towards your shoulder again, and they do this dance over and over and over.
Oh, they're already getting along. Look at that.
The whole while, your Electrike just struts.
Oh, you could tell by the way I knew my walk up a woman's way. No time to talk.
I suspect this is why our two Pokemon got in a fight. One is naughty and one is cocky. That seems like a bad dynamic.
Yeah, eventually one's got to call the other's bluff.
That's true.
Alright, well, let's see if we can find anything other than Hoppips.
I'm not opposed
Hope.
to catching a Hoppip, but they're so cute. I just don't want to hurt them.
I know! I felt bad about hurting Dandy, but now look at us.
They smile and they wave, and they're just so innocent and pure. I feel like
They're just too pure.
they're just too pure.
Can I get you guys to
Must
give
protect.
me a con save?
Must protect. Must protect.
For
Angel Pokemon.
me, That would be a 12.
Con is one of my good ones. 16.
You guys are both soaked right through to the bone, but the constant movement, struggling through the grass, in search, has kept you warm. It's the blood flow. So even though you're wet, you're not cold. But you keep looking.
Keep on the lookout for Pokemon.
Bet you that Zigzagoon is naughty or tricky.
Yeah, maybe. Hey, Lucas, how's it going? Have a good stream, you guys. We're going to lurk and stream Smash. Nice. We'll have fun with some Smash.
Okay.
Oh, Emerald Sap. That's not Lucas. That's Norman.
Yeah.
I saw the word
That's Norman.
emerald and I assumed.
Make no
No,
assumptions.
that's Norman.
Okay. As you guys continue to move through the grass, you see another tuft of grass sort of move off in the distance. You see 2 leaves poke out of the grass. And you wait, expecting to see another small group of Hoppip float up over the tops.
But
But it doesn't come.
gonna move towards it slowly.
and stealthily, I'm going to try.
Okay.
Go stealth?
Please.
Well, it bumped mine to a nat 20.
What would the camera say before?
What would the camera say?
I legitimately can't remember. I think it was.
I think it was a
Oh, wait.
4.
It might pop up here. Nope, that's already when both of them are there. I think it was a 4.
I think yours was a 4 and mine came out a 3. I think you made it worse.
It's so hard to tell. Have my brightness for a bit so I can fix stuff.
So I think it's this corner. Oh no, it is the other corner.
I'm trying to do it off of that. Because you can kind of see it. Ever so slightly.
Ever so slightly.
All around me are familiar faces. I just want my Chimchar friend. I just want him to come back to us.
And I just want
Baby,
to break
come
free.
back. Baby, come back to me. Should've never set you
God damn it.
free. We were meant to be together, so whatever it takes. So it's this corner and what's this corner?
Yeah. I'm trying to go off of that screen there. Because that's the one where you can actually kind of see exactly what you're doing. But
Wait. No, wait. It was like... You can't see it anymore.
that might be good. Why is it so slightly imperfect?
It's triggering Matt's OCD.
Come on.
Looks right now.
Look so close. Oh, God damn it.
It was like perfect. You overcorrected.
Come on. Oh my God. go. Jesus Christ.
Cheese and rice.
I can leave it the fuck alone now.
Cheese and rice. Should I never set you free?
Oh, and thank you, PK Lost, for the follow.
Thank you.
PK.
Together, so whatever it takes.
I keep forgetting to look at Streamlabs while we're doing the things
Now
and
I wanna
stuff.
go camping and do a D&D friend camping trip so bad now. Matt, why you gotta go say that?
Because it's a good idea.
One of these
This
days.
is why I gotta go
Just
say that.
load up on hot dogs and s'mores and eggs and sausage and tons of stuff and just roll out into the middle of nowhere.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Selby has a love-hate relationship with camping.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to take Lily camping.
So what did you guys get?
Bad. 5.
Unless we could count the net 20. Otherwise, it's a... Well, I guess if Electrike is there, it would be a 6?
If you want Electrike to lead your
Yeah.
stealth for you.
Yeah. So either 6 or 22. Depending on how nice we're being.
Okay. You guys go trudging through the grass, half expecting to see more Hobbips pop out. But as you get closer, all you see are, it looks like 2 sprouts coming out of the ground. You see 2 plants that maybe fledgling sunflowers just sort of planted in the ground.
But are they actually flowers?
Or are they
Or
Pokemon?
are they Pokemon in disguise?
Sunflowers.
Can I roll
Pokemon
insight on the
in
flower?
disguise.
Someone give me a nature check.
Can I?
Sure.
Yeah.
That's a legit nat 20.
A legit nat 20. You're not
So a
only
24.
100% certain that this is not just a typical plant. You are 100% certain that this is a common grass type Pokemon that you are
Is it like the latest?
quite used to. You probably even grew a couple in your time or took care of some.
Yeah.
This is a Sunkern.
Ooh.
It's a small seed-like Pokemon. These 2 specifically seem to have noted your approach and hid themselves just under the soil. So all that's up are the 2 little leaves on top of its head.
Hey, sweet little Pokemon.
Well, it doesn't
I don't
look
want to
like
hurt
there's
you.
any Pokemon here. So I slowly creep up.
Roll deception?
3. Oh, wait, no. 4.
You ain't fooling nobody.
Brick's going to cautiously approach and hi, sweet little Pokemon. Do you want a ration? I know you're hiding beneath there.
But does she? Has Jackson told her?
No, but she also assumed, especially because you were probably like,
Yeah.
No movement. All you see are these 2 shoots in the ground surrounded by grass.
Hey, Dandy, you want to go make friends? Shake your booty for them and see if they want to come along.
Dandy shakes his little tail, and his little propeller-like
Come on,
dandelion leaves on the top of its head sort of spin
Come
a
on,
little
let
bit.
me see you shake a tail feather. Come on, do the mashed potato.
Do the mashed potato.
Do the twist.
I can do the twist.
Sort of shakes his little butt, and he sort of glides down your forearm and rests at the end of your hand.
They seem stubborn.
I don't want to just rip one out of the ground, but that seems cruel.
It seems like the best option right now that I can think of.
I'm gonna go try and pull one out.
Same.
Give me a strength check.
7.
Oh. 11. I like me some 11.
7-Eleven.
Both of you grab onto these small sprouts and you try to pull them up. And you can feel like there's initially a little bit of give, and then it just stops.
Ryolu, you should.
Like they're holding on tight in the ground, and you feel a slight tremble as you continue to yank on their little shoots.
Ryolu, you should help me. Let's make a new friend the hard way.
Ryolu sort of pokes his head out of your jacket.
Yeah. Come on, I need your muscle.
Yeah, Dandy, you could probably help with this too.
And sort of climbs out of your jacket and onto the ground and looks at the little shoot that you're trying to rip out of the ground, and Dandy floats down and likewise inspects this little shoot.
Heave ho? Ugh. Can I try with
Sure.
Ryolu's help?
Can I try with Dandy?
With Dandy's help.
Natural 20
Holy
on both
shit.
ends!
What?
And a 14.
I picture like Harry Potter now, where you like suddenly it's like ah! The screaming
Yep.
like things.
Oh.
You get a perfect handle, and between you and Ryolu, you 1, 2, 3, heave ho it out, and this bright-eyed, small, yellow and brown
Oh, it's so cute.
seedling opens its mouth, and it goes, woo, woo, woo,
Okay,
woo!
try and calm it. while
The
holding it.
one that you're holding, Jackson, you grab onto it to try and reef it out of the ground, and it slips out of your hand and just below the soil. But beside you is this screaming seedling. Woo! 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 Woo!
Can I try and calm it? I think I might have a pretty good hold on it.
Both you and Ryolu are holding it. Ryolu's eyes are big. He's like,
What have I done? Can I try and calm it?
what are you doing to calm it?
Like, try to like cradle it in a less aggressive way, and like try and like maybe like offer it food.
Roll Pokemon handling?
Okay.
I think Jackson's about to take the opposite approach with his.
Um,
Holy shit.
18.
18. Okay. It sort of closes its mouth a little bit and goes,
Oh, 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 I'm not gonna hurt you. Oh, I know it seemed aggressive, but I just want to be your friend.
its eyes are still big and it's shaking a little bit.
Oh, oh, oh. Calm it. Oh, oh. Give it a food? Will it accept my food?
It doesn't seem to be interested in food.
Hey, Angus, do you want to get into a fight? Because I'm about
Angus sorta
done with this little
struts
shit.
up next to you, and it puts its nose down to the ground. You can see little bits of static electricity just into the ground.
You want to try digging it up first and see if we can do this the peaceful way?
Looks up at you.
Brooke's
And it
gonna
looks at
walk
the
away a
ground.
little bit, though, so as to not to scare the one she's
Both
trying
you
to
and
calm.
Ryolu in tandem crab walk sideways out of the way with this small sun curtain in your hand. Can you give me an athletics check for your
6.
6? You're not sure if he's just very confident in his abilities or if he's stupid, but your small
Judging by
dog,
his intelligence, yeah.
as much as he's digging, the mud and the wetness is just covering over the hole.
Is the
where he's
Sunkern's
trying to
head
dig.
still visible?
Absolutely not. There is no part of the Sunkern. You're not even certain if the Sunkern is still there. You do still hear the panicked whimpers of the one that Ryolu and Brooke are holding, though.
With a nat 20 on both ends. Is it even a little bit more calm?
Oh, it's not screaming anymore. It's still very unsure of these people who just reefed it from its soil.
Okay, you know what? Maybe if both of us do it, we'll have a better chance. I'm gonna get down on my hands and knees and start digging along with them.
Give me another athletics check. Not with advantage, because this will be you.
13.
13. You both get into it, and it almost becomes a competition for Electrike. As he looks at you, he starts digging more confidently, and he starts almost like edging you out of the way as he's trying to dig. As he's patting at the ground, but all the mud is just... You manage to get down possibly half a foot in the ground, still no sight of
Damn
the
it!
Sunkern. You guys are standing there. You're watching this Electrike and Jackson digging at the ground.
Can I like hush it and rock it and like pet it, try and calm it more, and tell it or ask it, and take out the Pokeball and ask it?
Give me a persuasion check.
I'm bad at that. That's a 7.
7. It almost looks like it's getting a little more uncomfortable the longer you hold it.
Can I just boop it with the Pokeball and see what happens?
Sure.
Just try.
Give me an animal handling check.
It's a 10.
You knock it with the Pokeball and it disappears, and it spins for a couple seconds before it just out of the ball and back onto the ground.
I really don't want to do this. Riolu!
Can you give me a dex roll?
Just a dex check or save?
Just a check.
10.
10. As you look over at Riolu and you look back at the Sunkern, you can already see it starting to disappear underground. And then it's gone. The mud just slops over top of it.
I swear to Arceus,
Slippery motherfucker.
this will be a fruitful day.
As you
Fine.
shake your hands into the midday rain.
Fine, whatever. I don't like sunflowers anyways. Who cares? Who needs this sun kern in their life?
Get it? That's right. Sunflowers are stupid flowers.
Riolu looks down at the mud and goes,
Right, I agree. It's just stupid flowers.
crosses his arms and he looks away.
All we wanted was another friend, and you just... Oh!
The Electrike is still like trying to dig at the ground.
I think we're done here, Angus.
Is there a visible hole?
Oh yeah, it's not like a clean, just cleanly dug hole. It's kind of like a small.
Oh no,
mound
I mean
dug out.
like we're the one that like mine went down.
Oh no, with all the rain and the mud, it just
Just slopped over.
Slops over. Yeah. Angus sort of picks himself
flowers.
up and he prances back over to you and he
I was-
sits down and looks at you like, "What a good boy! What a good boy I
I'll
was."
give him scritches. I was hoping the insults would make them come back up, but no. They're not self-conscious.
They're a flower.
They're a flower.
The predecessor to becoming a flower. Well, keep looking.
I guess so.
Keep looking.
I'm gonna say, Riley, you want back up in my coat?
Looks up at you. He looks over at the rain falling all around him.
Or in
and
the
he kind of
Pokeball.
holds himself. And he starts climbing back up into your arms.
Angus and Dandy are fine.
Oh yeah, Dandy's still having a dandy old time. And Angus is just prancing along beside you. Seems happy to be out. Seems happy to be free.
Let's
Is that
go
a
see.
shot? He's happy to be free.
Let's
You
go
would
see if
slaver
we
you.
can find more Pokemon.
How you looking?
Looking for
Wet?
tracks.
That's how we're
Looking for abnormalities in the grass.
Yep. Looking for screaming babies.
screaming babies.
Always looking for Chimchar.
Yep.
Always looking for Chimchar.
I'm so upset about that, Steven.
Always looking for my boo.
I'm so upset about the Chimchar. I will forever be upset about the Chimchar.
Looking for screaming babies and Chimchar.
Specifically.
Speaking of screaming babies, Lars comes up.
He is not a screaming baby. He's a very good boy.
He is a pure boy.
He's something.
So mean to the good boy Lars.
I wasn't mean to him. I'm just
We haven't
talking
been
shit
mean
behind
to
his
him.
back. There's a difference. I haven't been mean to him.
Just behind his back, I've been mean.
And only not in game.
Exactly.
What was your dex? Or sorry, did you make a perception check?
Nope, not yet. 18. Oh,
18.
19, because I keep forgetting to add half my proficiency in the grasslands.
Again, moving through the tall grass, you see off in the distance another bit of movement. It seems like a lot of Pokemon in these parts are really active in the rain. Like they thrive in this sort of weather. This is natural. I mean, even just looking around at the plant life, everything is lush and beautiful. Heavy rainfalls have done this area well. But you see something aside from just the rain flowing over the grass.
Now begs the question, do we try to make friends this time, or do we just go straight for hurting?
I tried to make friends, and it wouldn't accept it. So, I guess not.
Do we see anything in particular? Or?
You see what appear to be 3 creatures nestled beneath the grasses. You can kind of see them hopping a little bit, just trying to stay under cover beneath the grass as best they can, avoiding the rain.
You think you're so sneaky.
Every now and then they twitch and they sort of rustle themselves up to shake off the rain. They seem to be bluish in color, a dark blue with hints of red. You can't really make out what exactly they are
I can.
because you're cheeky and the worst.
Oh. Slowly move closer.
Yeah. Slowly approach.
Trying to do myself a sneak.
Yeah.
Give me a stealth check.
Oh, 9. Sorry.
That would be
8.
a 6.
6. Okay, just give me a general dex check. Not save, just
Both
check.
of us?
Yeah.
3.
Can it be led by... Doesn't matter. That one.
That one. You guys move towards this location, and you see the motion stop. And then you see 3 shapes shoot out of the grass and over the top and off onto the horizon.
Why is
You see 3 tiny birds.
hunting
fly off.
so hard?
How far away are they?
They're moving at a pretty good click. Right now, they're probably 120 feet away from you.
Damn it. How far can you throw a Pokeball?
60 feet.
60?
Not for catching. Like, if I were to throw out Billy and then have him use Rock Throw with a range of 100 feet, could he skeet shoot one of these fuckers out of the sky? Is more what I'm getting at.
So you can throw a Pokeball 60 feet, but he's already out.
Nope,
So
Billy's
you-
not.
I thought, oh yeah, he's not. Yeah, so you could throw him 60 feet outwards. And that would put him 60 feet away.
I don't.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
Okay.
Throw him out 60 feet. Billy! Rock throw!
Okay. Make
One of
an
those
attack.
guys! 7 plus things to a total a number. 9... 11.
11. The rock flies. You see one of the birds sort of just arch out of the way of the stone as it goes off into the distance, and it keeps going.
All right. Back in, Billy, before you get too wet.
He looks back at you, just
Damn it!
This is absurd.
None of them even just want to fight. They're all just running away. Like little babies.
Are you trying to tell me that nothing out here wants to pick a fight?
Want to keep looking? What time abouts is it?
at this point in time, you're going on maybe 5, 6 o'clock. Can I get another con save?
16 is what it was before.
It
I
was
got
a
hit.
16, and mine is a 12.
12. Again, both of you, having spent so much time moving, the constant activity has kept you warm. So even though you're soaked right through and dripping wet, you're heated. Probably a little frustrated.
A little.
Go
Just
and
a
try
little.
to find more Pokemon.
Okay.
Looking for more rustly grass or for tracks.
Rustly grass.
Seven for perception.
Okay. So you guys continue to trudge through
Adversity,
the
I think
grass.
that's 11 for survival.
As you guys continue to trudge through the tall grass, searching and searching and searching, you spend a couple more hours just wandering about, looking for more Pokemon. But it seems to have gone quiet, aside from the rainfall that continues to just come down.
Fucking Pokemon.
It is now going on about 7, 8 o'clock. And you're pretty wet. and doused.
Stomping back to town.
Yeah, start heading back to town. Keeping an eye out for Pokemon on the way just in case.
I don't care. If I fall in a fucking hole, one will come to me.
Can I get one last perception check?
5.
11.
11.
Because I roll lots of 11.
As you guys wander back towards town, Jackson, it could just be from being completely waterlogged. You're pretty unaware of your surrounding at this point in time. You think you might have a bit of the amnesia coming on. Pneumonia.
Pneumonia.
That's the one I
The
want.
amnesia.
Not amnesia.
He's
That's
already got
normal.
Alzheimer's.
You have a bit of the amnesia kicking in.
Brooke, you hear a muffled.
Does it sound like a person?
It sounds like a person.
Where are you, voice? Ew, that sounds disgusting. Where is it coming from?
Where did it go?
Got that, Joe.
It looks like it's coming from further down the road, and just a little bit off the road.
Okay, I'll start moving in that direction.
I shall follow.
Can you give me a dex save?
Jester?
Yes.
I mean, yay.
Mine.
Yes.
-2?
10.
10. Okay. As you're moving forward towards the sound, your foot catches on a bit of mud, and you feel yourself sliding downwards. You manage to roll yourself over and cling onto some of the tall grass and pull yourself out before falling into what looks to be a big pitfall that is now entirely full of water because it's been raining so hard.
Okay.
Is there anybody else in that pitfall?
You look down,
Look down.
across the way, and you see another pitfall with one hand sticking out.
Hey, I'll rush over.
Is it like
and try to
pretty
help?
close to the surface? Like, can I just like climb, swim my way out? Whatever.
Yeah, you're not. You managed to save yourself, so you're not actually in the
okay.
hole itself.
I'm just gonna get up and I'm gonna start running towards the.
Sure. You move over there and you see what looks to
Where if it's
be
Lars.
what looks to be a young man, and he's half submerged underwater. He's really fighting to keep his head above
Gonna
it,
jump
and
in.
he's scratching at the ledge. You can see from your position that his backpack is caught on something behind, like a root or something
Yeah,
that's
I'm
holding
gonna
him
jump
under,
in.
and he can't get purchase on
I'm
the
gonna
mud.
jump in and free him from
Okay.
it.
Just give me a general athletics check. You just hear him going.
Oh,
You gotta
no.
be shitting me! Like, this is a job for Brooke, and I roll a nat 1.
Oh
What
no!
is this bullshit?
You jump into this muddy hole to try and grab Lars,
This is where the TPK happens.
and he's frantically flailing to try and get out of here, and he just knocks you in the face with his elbow.
I'll jump in and do the same.
You take 4 points of normal damage.
And that's a 9 for my
as
athletics
you fall
check.
into the hole.
Okay. I'm gonna say, Lars, you fucking
9
idiot!
for your athletics check.
Yeah.
You jump in after her, and you just kind of flop
I'm helping. Oh, I'm not helping.
into the water.
I like to think my nose is bleeding.
Maybe this one? I don't know. Maybe. You guys both fall into the water. You, a little bit of blood trickling out of your nose. You sort of collecting yourself. It's deep enough that you can't touch the bottom unless you go down, and then it's over top of your head. As you're reaching up towards the sides, you can't get purchase, and the water is steadily rising.
Okay.
Lars,
is his head under the
too,
water?
He's like half submerged. It's like his nose is above, and as he thrashes, he pushes a little bit of water away just to get a couple words out. But he sees you guys falling down, and he's like,
Can I, like... Because his backpack is stuck.
Yeah.
Is it stuck and pulling him down, or is he just, like, a bad swimmer on top of this?
a little of everything.
Is his backpack, like, strapped around him, too?
It is.
Okay.
It is a really big bag to begin with. Like, you've seen him traveling before. He's got everything but the kitchen sink.
And the backpack
and maybe even a
is,
kitchen
like,
sink.
completely submerged under the water?
Yeah. He's got a number of straps that go around him. Some of them look like they were broken at some point in time, so he's just tied them. And obviously, they're not coming loose.
Okay. I'm going to try and undo the straps that are on him.
Sure. Give me just a sleight of hand check.
This is not a skill that I should be rolling. And I have to use mine, don't I? 14.
14, not bad. You managed to get one of the three
14?
straps tied around him to come undone.
Oh,
and
sorry.
he manages to
It was a
pop.
13.
That's fine. And he manages to pop his head above the water just long enough to take another breath.
Okay.
Ryolu is still in your jacket, going.
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna take Ryulu out and give him like a heave-ho up onto the surface.
and I'm going to swim down and get my head between Lars' legs and just give him a boost up, even with my head's underwater, and then he can try to get out.
Okay. Both of you give me an athletics check.
Modified
15.
1.
You manage to get Ryolu up over the ledge, and Ryolu clambers over through the mud, joining Dandy and Angus up on top, all looking down at you guys, struggling to get out. Just looking at you. Jackson, you swim down to try and lift Angus, and you feel something
Angus?
to lift
Lars.
Lars, and you feel something just snap in your back as you try to just push off the ground. And he's not moving at all, and you are hurting. Was that a natural one?
No, that was a modified one.
It's a modified one.
Okay.
Rough.
I'm gonna try and he has 3 straps.
Yes.
I'm gonna try and do another strap.
Okay.
Oh fuck, this is 7.
7. No, this second one is not coming. And again, the water seems to be filling back up
I'm
as the
gonna
rain keeps falling.
try to push up again. 6.
As hard as you try, you cannot get leverage under this boy.
Or I guess.
Can I swim under and try and like just shove the bag? For like dislodge the bag.
Sure, you're going to try to dislodge the bag?
Yeah.
Just give me an athletics check.
23.
A 23. You managed to pull his bag off of what it was clinging to. Is just a number of roots and whatnot that seem to have got caught in the back mesh of it. And you rip it off. And Lars immediately just sputters over to the edge of the hole. But he still can't get himself up and over. And the bag is heavy.
Okay. I'll swim up and try and hoe him up.
Give me another athletics check.
Oh, that's only an 8.
An 8. As hard as you guys try, between Lars's weight and the weight of the bag, you can't push him up over top of your head. It's going to have to take something else. And the water just keeps filling.
Jackson, you think you can get up? You grab, I push.
I don't think I can hear you. I am currently submerged.
This is a right fine mess you guys are in, all in this little hole.
Are you still trying to push him from the bottom?
Yep.
After I dislodged him? Okay, can I get out of the hole?
You can give it a shot. Give me, this would be either an acrobatics or an athletics at
Athletics, 18.
disadvantage. Because of how muddy it is.
Athletics 17.
A 17. Okay, you manage to find yourself roots and a bit of purchase, and you pull yourself over the top. Not easily, like you just barely manage to pull your way up. And each little bit that you gain, you feel yourself slipping back, and you manage to struggle over the edge. But you are now out of the water, but still dripping cold. Jackson is presumably still submerged underwater, and Lars looks like he's been in here long enough that he's almost panicked.
Yeah, he's
Help!
tired,
Come on!
For Christ's sakes, Lars, I'm a lifeguard. Just chill out. I'm gonna look at the Pokemon and say, "Can you guys try and brace me?"
They all look at you.
On my
and-
legs. I'm like lying on my stomach.
Okay. Riolu grabs your legs. The Electrike grabs your pant leg. And Dandy sort of hold your butt.
Okay, and I'm
Grab
gonna
that ass.
like try and like grab him and just like support him, if nothing else, to keep his head above the water and hope that Jackson pushes.
Just give me a straight strength check with advantage then. Because you have all the Pokemon helping you.
Oh, thank God.
Thank God for that.
1 and
20
an 18.
modified.
Not bad. Between you and the Pokemon holding on to you, they kind of pull backwards as you're holding on to Lars, and you almost curl him upwards towards you, and your faces almost meet, and the Pokemon drag you backwards. Riolu with one leg, the Electrike with the other, almost pulling your pants off, and Dandy holding the little pockets on your butt, and sort of float backwards. And Lars is like,
Wearing appropriate underwear today.
and he sort of like holds on
Wait,
to you
today?
as you're going.
She's usually walking around in like thongs and shit. Or
No, it was more of her pants are falling down. Trust me, when your pants fall down and you are wearing a thong, it is not a fun experience.
Jackson, however, is still underwater. What's your con?
-1?
-1.
9?
At this point, you're probably pretty close to drowning.
Yep.
You haven't come up at all.
No. He's been trying to push Lars up the entire time, and then he's also trapped himself under Lars. That's why I haven't been rolling, because realistically.
Give me a con save real quick.
11.
Okay. You've managed to hold your breath this long, but you're pretty much giving out. Like, your lungs are ready to burst.
Okay,
as
so
you're at the
Lars,
Swim up to
bottom
the
of this
surface.
muddy puddle. Lars is out.
Swim
And
up to the
just
surface.
sputtering on the muddy ground.
is he like freaking out?
He's breathing heavy. He's not freaking out anymore now that he's out of the mud puddle.
Lars, just hold my damn ankles. That's all I ask.
Okay, yep.
And I throw myself down on my stomach and try and help Jackson out.
Okay, he holds your ankles. Dandy holds your little butt. Jackson appears out of the mud hole.
Try and pull him out the same way. At advantage?
Yep.
Oh, motherfucker! That's a 7.
7. Okay, this time you try to grab Jackson, and Jackson grabs onto you, but he is covered in mud from the bottom of this pit. And you can't get perches on him. And as hard as you try to lift, it took everything to pull Lars and his giant backpack out of here, and you are feeling tired.
Where's that root
And-
that Lars had his backpack stuck in?
Against the opposite.
Hey, I must swim over there, and stick my foot on the root, and try to push myself out.
Okay, give me just a straight athletics check then.
Come on. 2.
Okay. As hard as you try to get onto the ledge, again, you manage to get your foot onto that root, sort of wedge it in there, but you can't get any purchase onto the side of this hole, and you're slipping back in, and the water just keeps rising.
Okay. Lars, grab his hands. I'll get him from below, and I'm gonna jump back in.
Okay. Whoosh. You jump in, and Lars looks at you. He goes, okay. Zigzagoon, help me! And he throws his Pokeball, and this small Zigzagoon pops out and does a couple laps, and then runs over.
Oh, yeah. Angus, Dandy, do you want to come help pull me out too?
Raul can help too.
Okay. All the Pokemon run over, and they kind of form a chain, grabbing each other. One grabs the other's butt, the other one grabs the other's tail, and they all
Can I roll
reach down
athletics to
towards
heave
your
home
hand.
out?
And you underneath are
I
trying to
guarantee my
pull them out.
athletics is probably better than any of these Pokemon.
Roll athletics with advantage.
That's a 13.
It's a 13.
Yes.
Can you give me a con save?
Let's say 14.
Okay. You're holding your breath pretty good. You've been submerged for a while. You've been really exerting yourself. The Pokemon trying to grab onto your arms and Lars at your other hand, you just covered slick in mud. None of them can get a good hold on you, and you just keep slipping.
Last-ditch effort. I'm gonna try to do a backflip out of it so I can use acrobatics instead of athletics.
Can I give him a push when I feel him trying to jump?
How are you doing a backflip?
Still got his
I
foot
am
on that
going
root, right?
to spring him!
Yeah.
This is gonna try to put all his force onto it and just.
Okay, give me a quick acrobatics check.
6.
6. You sort of flop backwards into the mud. At this point, you guys are just sputtering, and the mud is just.
Can I come up for air?
Yes. Is this a TPK?
No, I'm not getting out of this hole until Jackson's out
Everyone
of
dies
this
in a
hole.
mud puddle?
Oh, what?
Lars is panicking. He says, okay.
Large, do you have rope?
I do have rope.
Yeah.
I have rope,
In your
okay.
big dumb backpack that almost got you killed.
He starts rooting through his backpack, and he finds this big bundle of rope, and he pulls it down towards both of you.
Jackson, you first.
Yep, I'm just gonna wrap it around my arm.
Okay.
I'm gonna
just
help
hold on to
push
the one
from
end.
behind.
Okay.
Pull, young child, with all of our Pokemon.
That should at least lower the DC.
Just checking something. You know what? You tell me what you'd like to roll. And try to justify why.
What I would like to roll?
Yes.
Okay. I'm technically swimming. Yes.
Yeah?
So I forgot that I have this. I get a +1 to any bonus checks that are made. Well, that's with my water type. I don't even know. Never mind.
I'd probably
I do have a swim
roll
speed though.
athletics with Electrike if he's got his mouth on the rope and he's pulling.
Sure.
But if you're gonna roll athletics, you might as well use Brooks. Is the thing. She's got a +4. I just haven't been rolling well. Because I'd be pushing from behind to get him out.
Right. But at this point in time, you've tried to push him
That's
out.
true.
So
Yeah.
we're determining that's not going to work.
Come
However,
on,
you
Electrike.
introduced a rope.
8.
Poor Electrike. He's pulling and he's pulling and he's pulling, but he's such a small pooch. And even though he looks pretty cocky as he's doing it, you can see that there's a hint of despair in his eyes.
Can I try the same with Billy if I let him out?
Sure.
Pop up, Billy. Billy!
Billy pops out. Billy grabs the rope.
Pull, please! Oh my god, 7!
Roll
They
with
can't even
advantage
get an
because you've got 2
advantage 'cause-
Pokemon.
well,
14.
14. Between Billy
Like, and
and the
there's a rope.
Electrike pulling you out, slowly you manage to be dragged out of this mud hole.
And as soon as I get out, boop, Billy back into his Pokeball so doesn't get too wet and die. And then reach an arm out for Brooke.
Okay, I'm gonna try and climb out.
'Kay.
Just athletics again.
Sure, unless you can tell me something else you'd like to use.
Nope. 13.
Okay. This time, with Jackson's help from the upside, you manage to find yourself a little bit of footing, and you pull yourself over the edge. Lars is soaked, and he is breathing heavy, and he is not looking so great. He looks like maybe he's been in this hole for a long time.
Lars, can I make a suggestion?
Yeah.
You trying to tell me in that big, huge bag of yours that nowhere on your person easily accessible is a knife?
Says, no, what would I need a knife for?
To cut your straps and free yourself instead of getting drug under by your bag. Equipment can be replaced, your life can't.
Connell looks at it and he goes, "Oh, I just kind of panicked. I didn't really think about that.
I know. Maybe
Um,
invest in a pocket knife.
yeah, maybe I will. Gosh, thanks for coming by to help me out of that hole. I've been in there all day.
All day?
I took off first thing this morning, and I headed out on the route, and next thing I knew, I was butt first down in here, and the rain never stopped falling, and if you hadn't come along, I don't know what would have happened to me.
Well, you're okay now. I've
looks over all
punched
of you.
giant spiders in the face, and this is somehow the scariest thing that's happened.
Yeah.
Says, are you all right?
I'm okay,
Are you sure?
just tired.
I imagine. Can you both take a point of exhaustion from failing so many checks?
I didn't fail that many.
I must take it under feet.
It is a feat to be so exhausted.
Yeah. Because there's not really a good place to put it. Oh, wait, that's not on me. That's on Billy. Billy's definitely not. Me! No, I don't have feet. Wait, our Pokemon can get feet?
Yeah.
Billy takes a Warcaster.
There's a bunch of really good.
They tried to run
like,
away. Rock through.
So at level 4, they can either take a ability advancement or a feat, just like normal level up.
Huh.
There are a number that are suggested in the actual ones that make more sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, absolutely,
Sweet.
pretty cool.
Well, I'm glad you're out, Lars, but next time just try not to panic. Panic's legitimately the worst thing you could do.
Kind of looks. He says, "I mean, thanks for the advice.
It's not a criticism. It's hard. I get it. But
And to be fair, neither of us have knives on us either, so.
He holds his Zigzagoon, who's been sniffing at him the whole time, and he goes, "Oh, thanks, Stripey. Oh, thanks. You guys, you ready to go back to the Pokemon Center now?"
Yes.
yeah.
Okay.
Keeping an eye out for more fucking traps.
I want to catch the Zigzagoon that's doing this.
Give me a perception check.
18.
As you guys haul Lars to his feet and you guys stand up, utterly exhausted, you see a small furry form emerge from the grasses with this little spade in its mouth, and it sort of looks around at the holes that it's dug. It shakes off all the water on it, and then it disappears back into the grass.
How far away was
I was
it?
going to say, how far away was it?
Maybe only 30 feet away.
Riolu, go. Quick attack. Now.
Dandy, use fairy wind.
You guys just unleash this assault on this Zigzagoon.
That's not gonna hit.
So Riolu gets to run up and hit him?
Yeah.
That's probably not going to hit either. $10?
10 does not hit.
Roll
And then we
initiative.
roll initiative. At disadvantage, because it's not an ability check.
That was an 11 on both of mine.
So a 9 and a 9.
Yeah.
Okay, roll initiative.
Yep.
As the Zigzagoon turns around, dodging both of these attacks, its fur kind of bristles as it looks you over.
Ba-do-ba-do-do.
Okay, anybody over 20?
We both got 9.
We both got that.
Ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba.
Who's got better dex?
I think we're both the exact same. Really?
Yeah, I have a negative to my dex.
I do too.
Oh.
I have a negative. I have -6.
You have minus
Minus
6?
6 to your dex?
No,
That's
mine
impossible.
is 6.
I was like,
Minus 6. I have a minus 1.
Because I know we both have a -2.
I have a 7.
Yeah, so you're first. Ever so slightly faster.
Brooke and Jackson.
I was like, how do you have a -6? Is that even possible?
He's paraplegic.
Wow.
He's Stephen Hawking. Fuck you, Zigzagoon. You are a little dick.
He's such a shithead.
Okay. The Zigzagoon, seeing these two Pokemon run up to it, just immediately turns its shovel to the ground and it starts digging furiously and disappears under the ground.
Not today.
Can Royoli get an attack of opportunity when that happens?
No.
I can't?
Brooke, it's your turn.
Yeah. it's
How big
'cause
is the
it's part of
hole?
move.
How big is the hole? The hole disappears. It's just covered in by mud and wetness.
Almost like it's using that Pokemon move that can only get hit by either Magnitude or Earthquake. Actually, does Magnitude hit underground ones with dig?
I believe so.
I know Earthquake does.
Oh yeah. It's automatic critic.
Yeah.
Well, this small raccoon Pokemon.
Is he still within 50 feet?
You cannot
Foresight
see.
doesn't say I have
Sure.
to see him. I don't know how that makes sense.
I was gonna say the move is called Foresight. It's reading your opponent. You would think.
It says force a target
Yeah.
in range
Go for it.
to make a wisdom save. It doesn't say I have to see him. Did just see him. So he uses foresight.
Okay. It fails.
It fails.
Yeah.
My foresight. Okay.
Due to the condition of this move, the target cannot
be
be
targeted.
targeted. Okay. So it just fails. Ryolu tries to look underground and fails. Jackson.
I'm gonna swap out. Actually, no, I'll keep Dandy out. Dandy can have a fight. Dandy, hold another fairy wind for when this little asshole gets above the ground.
Okay.
And keep hovering. Don't touch the ground. And that'll be my turn.
Okay. The Zigzagoon reappears underneath Ryolu. That is a 14 to hit.
14 hits. I believe yeah. And I'm gonna use my reaction.
Okay.
And
you
I
take
get my held
6
action.
points of ground type damage as the Zigzagoon bursts out of the ground next to your Ryolu, just knocking him flat on his butt.
Okay. And I'm gonna use counter.
Okay, and you're using your attack?
Yeah, so that's a Dex or wait, what's that? Dex or Charisma? Hell yes, you're gonna use Charisma for that attack. Blah, 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 13.
I only have a 6.
13 hits, the 6 does not. So Ryolu, suddenly surprised by this, doesn't have enough time to counter, and it doesn't do anything. Dandy, however, who is holding a fairy wind, just lets loose.
And that is 7 points of fairy damage.
Okay, this pink swirling wind flies through the air towards the Zigzagoon, catching it, knocking it backwards a little bit.
How's that Zigzagoon looking?
Oh, it's looking good. He's looking ready to fight. It kind of bristles its fur a little bit more, and it digs back underground.
Oh, I can do that again?
No, it is Brooke's turn. Sorry. I forgot that was still its turn. You guys were just
I
reacting.
am going
Yeah.
to hold a quick attack.
But it's still up.
It's still up.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, then I'm gonna use foresight.
Okay. Needs to make a wisdom save.
Yeah.
That is a 13.
Passes. And I'm gonna use quick attack. $15.
Hits.
$5 points.
Hold on a sec.
Oh, you definitely have more than just 3 PP.
Takes 5 damage.
Yep. 5 normal.
Okay. Urielu lashes out and smacks it square on the jaw. Jackson.
Dandy! Hit it with that colorful wind again! And that's a 23.
That hits. I'm going... The Zigzagoon turns suddenly towards it, and you see its eyes just sparkle. And Dandy hesitates for a second. He rolls a disadvantage.
So that's still a 17.
17 still hits.
5 points of fairy type damage.
5 points. Okay, this time it smacks the Zigzagoon, and the Zigzagoon looks like it's having trouble standing up. It's still holding that little trowel in its mouth, but it's looking pretty hurt. The Zigzagoon is going to dig underground. And it disappears. Brooke.
I'm gonna hold an action to try and throw a Pokeball at it.
Okay. Jackson.
I'm gonna run up by Briolu and I'm gonna hold an action to punch the Zigzagoon when it comes up for Briolu. Just try to deal that minimum 1 damage. Make it a little bit easier for Brooke.
Okay.
I'm gonna
The
hold action to
Zigzagoon
punch it in the goddamn
sprouts
face.
from the ground, and it goes to hit Dandy.
Dandy's hovering.
Exactly. Plus, it's a flying type, so it doesn't do anything.
Huh.
So it bursts from the ground to try and hit Dandy. To 0 effect. Dandy just sort of floats away from it. Brooke, you rolled an action.
14.
14 for my Pokeball.
The Pokeball hits the Zigzagoon, and it starts spinning and spinning and spinning. And it looks like it's just shaking furiously as this angry Zigzagoon is trying to be contained. And then eventually it just stops.
Bitch.
Somewhat successful day.
I'm gonna pick up the little shovel. Spade or whatever you said it was.
Unless the
Okay.
shovel went into the Pokeball with it.
The yeah, it definitely disappeared into the Pokeball. The Pokeball feels warm to the touch. What Pokemon are you sending back?
He can go to the box for now.
How much PP does Synthesis have, Steve? Actually, I suppose I could look it up. Never mind. I will do the thing.
Look it up.
While you do the stuff with getting the Pokemon.
Already
He's
done.
careful! A motherfucker.
He's very
I mean, he did
careful.
very carefully dig those traps.
He did very carefully dig those traps.
He also knows the move Dig.
I figured.
Oh, it does only have 3 PP.
It's because it's so good.
It felt like a very low number.
I think I'm gonna take my Zigzagoon out.
Lars sort of runs up to you and he says, "Haha! You caught a Zigzagoon! Good for you!"
Such a brat.
Zigzagoons they're lovable and so loyal.
This one
It
almost
has-
kind of
killed
looks
us.
down at his
It
and he
has nothing
says,
to do with
"They're
the.
darling."
It has nothing to do with the species. It has everything to do with this particular Zigzagoon. You realize he's the one digging the traps, right? The
He
one that
looks
almost
around,
killed you.
And he looks at the hole and he looks at your Pokeball and he looks around and he says, "No."
Yeah, we saw the little bugger the other day digging holes and then covering them up with grass to try and catch people in the pitfalls. And then every time someone fell in, or he thought they might have, he goes and looked inside. He's a brat.
He says, "That's, I mean, it's kind of ironic, right? Because, like, we catch Pokemon and,
He catches people
yeah."
and probably Pokemon.
He's about to catch these fucking hands.
He says, whoa there, old man.
He can have a timeout and with Professor Larch for a while, and then he can join my party for a bit.
She's probably going to be very confused when a Zigzagoon with a trowel in its mouth shows up.
Probably. You can dig holes there. I'm sure she'll love it.
Maybe Doogie will drop into one of those traps.
Oh, Doogie falling into a trap would be so funny.
Doogie.
He's careful.
What?
Whatever.
You don't like careful?
How is he careful?
He was very cautious whenever
He
we would
was
approach.
cautious. Oh shit.
Very cautious.
Bratty. That's what he is. Brat. He's such a brat.
No, he's precious.
He's level 3 though.
He is.
Yeah. Should probably check and see what level Electric is. He's only level 1.
Yeah, my electric as well.
And Dandy's still only level 2. Holy crap, Dandy has only 514 experience. Billy is soaring ahead of that.
I'm just gonna give him more experience right now.
Yep.
Give Ryolu some.
I just did.
All that XPs.
When do they go up to level 4?
Check the reference. Let's see here. Level 3's at 800, 4's at 2000.
It's an ability score improvement.
That is a name I'm not even going to try to pronounce because I'm going to do nothing but butcher it.
What's that?
RUICOPREOCA 250. Rui Coprioca?
Rusho Preyoka? I don't know.
Rui Coprioca?
All right. So you guys pack up everything, sopping wet, and you head back to the Pokemon Center.
For a fucking nap and a shower and hot
Probably
water.
shower first.
Sure.
We all need one.
You guys walk into
all
the
of the
center,
Pokemon.
sopping wet, and Nurse Joy looks across the Pokemon Center at you, and she says, "I'm no doctor, but you three look awful."
Thanks.
She says, "No, really, like, are you okay?"
Little
I
tired.
feel better today than I did when I sprained my wrist.
Oh, well, showers are upstairs, and cots are all set out for you. Do your Pokemon need care?
stealing that shower. I think our Pokemon are fine, actually.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Maybe
Royal
Riolu?
could maybe use a top up, but he's pretty okay. Royal, you want a shower or do you want a Pokemon? Do you want to be healed?
recuperate?
You want a Pokemon? Do you want to recuperate or do you want a shower and just sleep?
Kind of looks down at himself. And he looks back up at you.
Shower?
Oh.
Go into the shower where I'll clean off all of my Pokemon.
Dandy is the only one who doesn't look all messy or miserable.
Dandy's having a ballin' time.
Dandy loves the rain.
I'll clean Royal though.
I want to know, Dandy, have you ever seen the rain
Have you ever seen
coming down on a sunny day?
I'm slowly dying. I'm
A-okay.
A-okay. Who is that?
Oh, I'm slowly dying. I'm assuming that's Jackson. I'm A-okay, is Brooke.
Oh.
I'm just tired.
So you guys clean yourselves up and you go to bed.
Picking up Billy and bonding.
Yeah, I'm bond with Ryolu.
Okay. Can I get both of you to give me a con save?
3. I'm assuming even with my
Wow.
my.
Yeah, but what's the number for podcast version?
No, I know. I'm trying to scroll up, but I had my fingers.
Oh.
On my ear. 4.
4 and a 3. You guys go to bed, tucking yourselves in, cuddling up with your Pokemon, and you absolutely cannot stop shivering. the entire night. You have a hard time sleeping, and when morning finally comes around, you feel worse than when you went to bed. Can you please take another point of exhaustion each?
Exhausted times 2.
Ramya.
Yay! Now half movement speed.
This sucks.
Everything is awful.
I think I have a cold.
I think so.
Lars wakes up in the morning and he goes, guys, I think I'm sick.
Hey, join the club. We have t-shirts. They're green for the snot that's dripping all over them.
Oh, that's gross. You know, when I was home, my mom would make me tea when I was sick. But I haven't been home in some time now. I think I'm gonna phone my mommy.
Do you think Nurse Joy has stuff that treats people or just Pokemon?
Just Pokemon, I suspect. The
Lars-
market might have something.
Lars gets up and he walks over to one of the phones and he starts dialing a number, and you can just hear him go, Mommy,
Hey.
Ryolu, how are you feeling?
Ryolu looks mostly fine. Maybe a little tired, but he also didn't
Good.
spend how many rounds in a mud pit.
Yeah. Billy was only out in the rain to help me out of the frickin' puddle trap thing.
Your Pokemon more or less look fine. Unfazed by the whole encounter. If not, maybe a little concerned about the state of you two.
We'll be okay.
Famous last words.
Tea would probably be nice.
You know what would also be nice? A
Soup.
nice fire with tea and soup.
Oh. Homemade potato soup.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Green tea with lemon and a fire and a blanket
And about half a dozen Percocet.
and a friend.
And a
I pick up Ryolu and like give him a hug.
Am I?
You weirdo.
I'm not all wet anymore, I'm assuming, so I'm gonna pop out Billy and start snuggling him. Billy!
It hurts.
Everything hurts and I might just be dying.
Better say goodbye.
You see a young woman walk in through the doors. She walks right up to the front desk, and she hands over her Pokeballs. And she says, yes. She fixes her glasses a little bit and says, please, take care of them right away. I expect them back in no more than machines calibrating. 32 minutes, please. And I'll be waiting right over there. Thank you. And the woman says, oh, okay. Takes it, and she goes and sits, and she looks over at you. She's maybe 10 years old. She's got these big round glasses on, this big cap that sort of sits a little sideways on her head. She's wearing a white dress, and her hair is long, straight, and black. And she pulls out a large textbook from her satchel. She sits down and she reads it. She kind of acknowledges that you're there, and she says, all right. And she goes back to reading.
Okay.
You wouldn't happen to randomly have any potato soup on you, would you? We are now craving something fierce.
Oh, and if it had bacon, it would be even better.
Oh my god.
She looks over at you and she says, do I look like the kind of person who carries soup around? with
Maybe.
them? I'm sorry, that was a bit rude of me. No, I do not carry soup around with me. I mean,
Oh.
no, I do not.
What are you reading?
She says, oh, well, it's,
Excuse us as we insert ourselves into your life. NPC.
She says, well, it's the history of the Pokemon in the northern regions. You see, I'm studying all up on the ice types down in the glacier fields. I'd really like to visit there one day. I hear there's a great research facility there. My grandfather worked at it some time ago. But he's not around anymore, but that's, none of your business.
Cool.
She continues reading.
Are Chimchars local to this area?
She sort of pops the glasses up on her face and she thinks to herself. And she says, why, no, more of a tropical species. Probably more local to the south. But of course, that's common knowledge.
Sure. That's
Yes.
why we saw one the other day.
It's just, clearly, you must have been mistaken. But it's
You can ask Nurse
easy
Joy.
mistake.
She helped
I
treat
understand.
it. Nurse Joy helped to treat it. She could verify. Had a bit of a bum leg and a limp. Felt sorry for the little bugger.
Like to find them if you got any tricks on how to maybe locate one.
She looks over at each of you and she says, well, I would help you, but she looks you both over and she says,
You're afraid of getting my cold?
I don't know if I can give you the kind of help that you both need.
That
Normally,
was
that would be
rude.
insulting, but I feel it on a visceral level. That is just true.
Do you talk to your parents like that?
She sort of closes her book and she thinks for a second. She says,
Would your parents approve of the attitude?
To be fair, we did also just kind of insert ourselves into her life.
She did kind of give us a snooty look when she sat down.
Not
we were-
really.
she says, I'm sorry, I'm just a little frazzled at the moment. I just got out of a big battle. It was just keeps playing over in my head. It's not you. You couldn't possibly understand. I get it, but never mind. And she goes back to reading her book. Flip. Flip.
Did you try to take on the gym leader or something?
She's, oh yes, I won. Not narrowly. It was made a few calculated risks, and it came out quite well actually. But
And you're upset about it?
I can't. She closes her book. She says, I can't help but think I wasn't operating at peak capacity. We could have done so much better. I lost too much, and well, it's none of your concern.
You're an odd one.
What kind of Pokemon does she have?
She doesn't currently have any Pokemon on her.
No, I'm
All the
asking
Pokeballs.
her about the gym leader.
And she looks over. She says, flying types, of course.
I-
Do you know anything about Ariana Billings?
I mean, I do.
Third of her name, come from a long line of aviators.
I meant more like.
Second to be gym leader in this town.
I meant more as in like what specific Pokemon does she have?
Oh, well. Are you new trainers then?
Yes.
From Entry Town? How long have you been wandering? She closes her book.
Better part of 3 weeks.
At least a week or so.
And how many Pokemon do you have?
Let's see. There's
6.
Billy. There's Dandy. There's Jamantha. There's Charlotte. There's Angus. I feel like I'm missing someone. Stacy. So 6.
She looks at both of you and she says, a week and only 6 Pokemon each. I'm sorry. Nurse Joy, are my Pokemon ready? And she says, yes, Miss White. They just finished here. And she
Do you
takes
come
it.
from like some snooty rich family or something?
It's just money means nothing to my family. All right. Good day, each of you, and well, good luck. And she fixes her glasses and she walks out.
Cool.
Yeah.
That was a social interaction I wish hadn't happened.
Nurse Joy leans across the counter and she
Who
says,
is that girl?
one of the latest batch of trainers to come out of Entry Town. It takes all kinds.
Yeah. I've met worse.
She nods.
Working customer service long enough, you meet a nightmare host of people.
She kind of rolls her eyes and says, "Tell me about it."
No, he's gonna get a little sad now, actually. Yeah. Now he's remembering a thing.
He's remembering. Remembering.
I don't know about you, Jackson, but I feel like crap.
I feel like I need to crash for a couple of days and get over this shit.
I agree.
And I think that is a good time to end this one.
Sweet. Oh, well.
Well, that's all, folks. I like how every now and then we close an episode with like a clear hook for what's to come next session.
Yeah, and this is just, I'm fucking tired. I'm tired. I just want to sleep for a couple days.
So, today was mostly a calm,
You
collected
always have
sorta
so many
catch things.
unlikable characters.
What do you mean unlikable characters? Who's so unlikable?
Girl had attitude from the moment she sat down. I was like, I'm sick and tired. I don't want to put up with this.
I am literally sick and tired without having to be sick and tired of your shit.
I mean, you engaged her.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, but you had her like sit down and then like look down her nose at us from the moment she sat down. I was like, okay.
This bitch.
This bitch sits down and looks down her nose at us when she sits down, like we're in an intrusion of some kind. And then,
To be fair, we did intrude.
I mean, but when Steven described her sitting down, he was like, she sits down, she looks at you, and it's like, it's
Yeah.
like, okay. I feel like that's one of those situations where you're sitting on a bench or something, and someone comes and sits next to you and like gives you the eye up and down and like has that "I'm better than you"
Oh, yeah.
moment. It's like, okay, like, what's your issue?
All right. So, any suggestions for what we should call this one?
I can't think of anything off the top of my head.
Slowly dying.
When it rains,
Slowly dying.
when it rains, it pours.
I don't mind that one. It's pretty good. You guys got to go to the lightning fields. You got to explore Route 2 a little bit. Expanded the universe a bit. Stuff is happening.
Is Lars
bit.
just forever in our life?
Yes. He is pure boy. We keep him in our life on
He's
purpose.
pure boy.
On purpose.
I would also be fine with calling this one Thunderstruck.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll have to discuss that a little bit more, but what to say. If you're still listening by some odd stroke of luck,
Yes.
don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as you do.
Yeah.
Both on the Twitch and the
YouTubes.
those ones. We will be back for session number 7 on the 1st, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Of course, always remember to tune back in on Fridays for Live from the Hive. I believe we're going straight into some Spoderman.
Some Spoderman.
Yeah, next Friday. That's the 21st.
And one last time before we go to, just gonna pull up recent events real quick on Streamlabs so we
Yeah,
can read
please.
off.
While you do that, thank you again to Kevin McLeod for all the music, at Joe the DM for this wonderful homebrew, and at Uwubi for the player icons.
Yes, and thank you to Dective V over on YouTube for subscribing, and thank you again to PK Lost for the follow over on our
Thank you
Twitch.
all so much.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's all I got, so I'm gonna motion us out.
We're
here.
gonna do that thing where we hit the buttons that end the streams and stuff like